afternoon from sunny Dumaguete, Philippines. Yes, it's a beautiful day. For anybody who's familiar with Dumaguete Boulevard, but it's a beautiful sunny day. I will wait and see if anybody shows up. Yeah, lots of, at least for me anyway, a lot of blessings since I've arrived here in the Philippines. Actually, I was blessed even to be able to come here to begin with. So let's just see if anybody shows up today. Hey, Bama in the Philippines. Good afternoon to you too. How are you doing, my friend? I'm doing good. Did some nice walking and yeah, it's what can I say? Couldn't ask for more of a beautiful sky, a little white cloud in there to go with that blue. And yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, actually morning and afternoon. Bama says, doing great. Went to watch Caribou racing yesterday. It was insane. Yeah, I'm sure it was. I recently experienced the bonka boats with motors on them. I've only ever seen them, paddling the bonka boats, but that was the first to see the races, and they competed for some good amount of money, at least here in the Philippines. It was 100,000 pesos for first place, 75,000 second, and 50,000 for third. Very, very entertaining. Good morning, Det. How you doing, Det? Great day yesterday. Yeah, you could say that. It was fun. As you saw, I got to experience my first Philippine fiesta. A friend of mine, Filipino, obviously, that I met shortly after I got to the Philippines in January of 2024. He been friends with him. Kent is his name. Shout out to Kent. Been friends with him for quite a while. Actually met him when he was working at one of my favorite coffee shops called Butt First Coffee. And yeah, he even thanked me yesterday. Now, he knew English, but he said, I asked him, I said, so how did you improve your English the most, over time? Was it watching American movies, or what was it? And he did the movie watching, but he actually thanked me and said, talking to you, Michael. I was like, wow, that's kind of like a humbling compliment to thank me for improving his English. I didn't think his English was that bad to begin with, but yeah, when you're having conversations with somebody, yeah, that definitely helps. Bama says, giant water buffalo riding wide open, throwing their riders. Yeah, so I guess it's similar to basically people riding the bull riders, except these are water buffalo. That would be interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing, but it doesn't surprise me. That definitely would be entertaining, watching these water buffalo, the caribou. I don't know what's bigger, a bull or that, but I know I was close to one when I went to Chase Province, and I was like, that's a big boy. That was very, very big. Dad says, woohoo, your first fiesta. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I said, incredible food. My apologies too, the first two videos I tried to do, for whatever reason, Banilad is only like 10 minutes from Dumaguete City. It's not that far. But for whatever reason, when we got to that location, the data, instead of being in 5G, which is what I'm using now, it was in LTE with only a couple bars. So yeah, we did it once, ended up losing a signal. Did it twice, lost a signal. And then when we went downstairs where they were shooting darts, they're having a darts competition, I told Che, I said, I'll try it one more time and see how it goes. And I guess, I don't know if it would, I looked at the replay. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't nearly as bad or blurry or fuzzy as it was upstairs. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Interacting with Philippine people, to me, again, that's what it's all about here in the Philippines. I enjoy the people, especially getting to know them. Obviously like Philippine food. Obviously I've met people in Bacolod as well as here in Dumaguete. A few good friends in Bacolod, but not as close as the friends I have here in Dumaguete. So between the two, as I've said, Dumaguete is much has a better, a little personal spot in my heart. But as do all the Philippine people. That's, to me, like, other than the obvious with the weather, and the weather is like big for me. Tropical islands, ocean, surrounded by the ocean, and so many other islands to go visit. Yeah, it's like, still sometimes, I mean, in most cases, it really feels like too good to be true that I'm actually here, living my dream. I mean, that's exactly what it is. My dream. Whether or not it would be a dream for somebody else, I don't know. But I'm very, very, very happy here. And like I said, I have no desire to go back to the States anytime soon. Unless, like I've always said, worst case scenario, health issues with my mother and father, immediate family kind of thing. That would be it. But I actually spoke to my mother today. I was like thinking about her for a brief moment. All of a sudden my phone rang instantly. And it's not every day I talk to my mom. Twice a week at the most. I think this, with her calling me today, was like a third time. She's had her issues as she's gotten older, but she hasn't forgotten about who I am, so that's a positive, despite everything that she's been dealing with. But yeah, it was kind of wild. I don't even know what I was thinking about that related me to her, and all of a sudden the phone's ringing. And as soon as I open the video chat, there she is smiling. So that's a good feeling, My brother, who helps, God bless his heart, takes care of my mother and father at home. I think she said he asked her, he said, Mom, is there anyone you want to call? I have two other sisters, and then obviously my brother, he's with them. She said, I want to call Michael. So, yeah, it's a pretty good feeling when your mom's thinking about you. I'm sure both my parents and my brother, they're kind of entertained and enjoying me telling my stories of stuff that's going on here in the Philippines. So yeah, it's good. We got Philo Republic, which that would be Michael. And he says, hey ho there, neighbor. Yeah, I mean, you're not that far right now in Palawan. That's like number 1A on my, 1A and 1B would be Camiguin, however you say it, island. Those definitely have my interest, like high priority. Ken are supposed to go to Siquijor tomorrow, as you can see, plain as day, right across the water. Take the boat from there, 40 minutes on the fast boat, and we're there. But this is phenomenal. This weather, I mean, I get excited just looking at coconut trees. I mean, I'm simple. Yeah, as you guys know, I got my chops busted yesterday. Michael Philo would be one of them, teasing me on my slight tweak of my name for my channel. But actually, that's more of a temporary tweak. Again, for your, you make your name in your YouTube, but then you also have to make your whatever you tag, whatever, I forget what that's called again. But when you make that, it doesn't mean it's going to be identical to your name of your channel. So if someone else has it, in some cases, they'll let you use it, but then you get a number associated with it. So mine was like something simple 2. I didn't like having the number, especially when I met people. They're like, "What's your channel?" I'm like, "Well, it's something simple," or you can check at something simple 2. I got tired of that, and but after speaking to my mother, which my brother, who has, I'd say, a lot more experience in the media industry. He lived in LA, worked in Hollywood, was involved in movies and all that kind of stuff. He knows a lot more than me when it comes to technology on phones, computers, cameras, social media, my name and everything. And being that I'm having a itsy bitsy kind of success on my channel, you could say, you got to start somewhere. I think I have a couple ideas for a name change, so I'm gonna have a name change. I know you guys may be comfortable with something simple or something, SUMPIN, like what's up, something simple. I was able to change that with no numbers on my @ and yeah. After speaking to my brother, he really got my mind going a little bit and can be a little more creative with my channel name. It's might be a little more interesting, and when I get close to now, I can't change it right now because I changed it with something simple, and I have to wait, I think, 14 days or something like that. So I really like the ideas that my brother helped me with. They make sense. It was a little bit of his ideas combined with mine, and I have like 2 or 3 that I'm leaning towards. So just a little bit of a heads up. But unless something freaky goes on with YouTube, I won't be able to change it for 14 days, which is fine. Maybe a little stupid. They have their reasons, but hopefully the names that I have, which are not taken, 14 days from now, or well, I guess 13 because I did it yesterday. 13 days from now, or maybe 12 days from now, I don't have a problem when I go to insert it and then they say, "Oh, guess what, already taken." But anyway, enough of that. But yeah, be expecting me to change a name that represents me, represents kind of what I'm doing, and from a media perspective, I think it will garner some more attention. Other than the name Something Simple is unique and kind of funny how I come up with that. I'm not so sure that completely represents me and what I'm currently doing, so that's why I'm kind of looking at that change, which will happen. But Det says beautiful view. Yeah, I mean, I always show this just because it's just, and like I said, this place to walk, like this used to be half this size. They redid the whole thing, extended it out further into the ocean, on the beach. Yeah, I mean, I love it here. And I like getting out. Like I said, I was walking, I'm sitting, and it's hit or miss with this data. Starlink Minis in my future. Michael says, nice, I hear good things about Sikihor. Yeah, I've been there twice. Just day trips, and that's kind of what Che and I are gonna do tomorrow. You don't need to, it's not that far. It doesn't take that long. You can, like I said, be there earliest boat in 40 minutes, like leaves at 7:20 a.m. and gets there at basically 8. And then the later boat doesn't leave till almost like 6. It's plenty of time to spend there. I mean, we're probably going to a beach. I think it's between Little Boracay, and then there's another one called Palauto or something like that. They're kind of side by side. Plus they have places to eat like right there. If we do a waterfall, I think you would have to bring bring stuff with you, and I just don't want that hauling stuff around. I just want to bring one bag and change the shorts and stuff, flip-flops, bathing suit. So I think we're going to be doing the beach thing and getting something to eat. But I will be documenting maybe a little live stream from there, depending on my data, and then I definitely need to make a video for my channel. So yeah, we're supposed to go there bright and early tomorrow, as long as everybody gets up, which I know it'll be me. Fortune says, "Hi Michael S. How you doing, Fortune? Thank you for coming and hanging out." You never know who's gonna show up. It's kind of a goofy time of the day. Well, not for me, but for some people, depending where they're at. But welcome, Fortune. How are things going with you? My friend Brian, insert name here, Brian. Brian says, "Afternoon, Michael." How are you, Brian? I am definitely great. I'm good. I was up a little later than I normally am last night, doing, well, on the third live stream that seemed to cooperate a little bit with the image quality. That was fun. Like I kind of was mentioned previously, I like interacting with the Philippine people. I like interacting with the locals, getting to know them. For me, it's kind of like, well, what's the point of being here if you're not interacting with the locals? I mean, I would definitely go nuts if it was just me and Che, or me, Che, and a couple foreigners. I like to get to know the locals. I'm here in a completely different country. There's so much for me to learn. I continue to learn, and I'll be learning for a while, and I enjoy it. I'm a social guy, so like I'm willing to get to know anybody, even if there's certain people that might be just a little bit of a struggle communicating, but you know, it's all good. That'll work itself out. The Philippine people are amazing. I can't gush about it any more than I normally do, but that's number one on my list. What's most important? What do I love most about the Philippines? People. But thanks for being here, Brian and Fortune and Philo Republic. If you don't know him, his name's Michael. He has his own channel as well. You're more than welcome to check it out. He says, "I will be rebranding my channel too to make it inclusive of all Asia." Yeah, there you go. Like I said, for me personally, my names that I come up with, even with something simple, it doesn't really signify Philippines. You know, a lot of people incorporate, I have a lot of people incorporate Philippines in their name. I know people that were in the Philippines, now they're in Thailand, so they kind of tweak their name after they left the Philippines. So I just want to have something that kind of represents me coming from the United States, now living abroad, but not kind of paint myself into a corner where it's like, I won't have Philippines in my name. I won't have like a particular area in my name. Just because I'm, you know, although I'll be here in the Philippines, I'm gonna be going other places. And, you know, maybe, you know, when it's my name kind of introduces a variety of things, maybe that will help my channel, you know. And that's kind of like I am. Like, I like a variety of things. I'm adventurous. I'm here, I'm living my life, living my dreams, so kind of all goes hand in hand. And Brian says, "Good idea, Philo." Yeah, he's another Michael, so it's probably easier for you to just call him Philo. We get into all the Michael this, Michael that. There's a lot of us. Before you know it, there'll be too many Brians. Yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess. I guess the more people, the better, right? Isn't that the idea? Philo Michael says, "Brian, yeah, I got the name and the logo, just need to register the website first." Yeah, it's great. Plus it makes it fun. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about these names and pissed off that I jumped the gun with something simple and just was so antsy to get that number off my @something simple 2. I got sick of that 2 part because my name isn't something simple 2. It's just something simple. But now it's was something simple. And yeah, we had some jokes yesterday. They were calling me simpin' simple, which I get it. Actually, I thought that, but what I was doing, I said, I could see people thinking that, joking that, but that's fine. I'm all good. Brian says, okay. Hello, Wolfgang. Wolfgang says, good after, I'm assuming good Avro, but Michael, how are you? I'm doing great, Wolfgang. Had a great day yesterday, experienced my first Philippine fiesta. It was a lot of fun, great food. Again, when I showed up, I wasn't expecting this whole catered, beautiful setup. I felt like I was at a wedding reception. Although it was my friend's stepfather's daughter's birthday as well, they celebrated. I mean, it was, again, as soon as I got up, when we were sitting there eating, I'm like, hey, I want to show everybody in the live stream all the food, shrimp, to beef, to this, to, like, it was everything. Yes, they had their beer, Red Horse. They had some other light beer. The name escapes me now. They had their Tanduay. Obviously, you guys know I don't drink. But I did have some Sprite. I cheated. I had some Sprite. So, yeah, you guys should be happy for me. Michael pushed the envelope a little bit and drank some Sprite. But I'm great, Wolfgang. I'm glad you're here. Brian says, they're slowly improving Boracay with pavers, etc., which is kind of sad considering how much money the island brings in, but I am not saying that money is being skimmed at all. Yeah, that they would never do that. They would never do that. I'm excited, like I said, you know, I watch, you know, obviously Dazzle TV, Gino, and I've seen other people show Boracay as well, but when he did his live streams doing with like Boracay, that was stunning. That's me. Like, I love beaches. I can't get enough of that. I love waterfalls. Anything tropical related, island related. That's got me written all over it. But yeah, I'm looking Boracay. That's in the plans. I gotta get that way to meet everybody at some point. It'll work itself out. I'm not sure when, but hopefully sooner rather than later. But you know, it just feels good that Che and I are finally settled in an apartment, settled on a place we're most comfortable with. That's being here in Dumaguete. And now, like I said, I'm excited to go to Siquijor tomorrow. I'm excited to go, like I look right over at it, but it's like right there with the cloud above it. That's Siquijor. I am so ready to go over there, hop on. Well, I don't even know if the fast boat's over there. You can't see it, but I'm so happy and ready just to go right over there tomorrow and narrow down the beach today. But when we get to the port, we'll just find a local Filipino. There's tons of guys there on motorbikes. I don't even need to rent one. I'll just say, hey, I'll pay you. How much can you take us to this beach? They will, whatever it costs. Maybe I have to negotiate a little bit. I don't know. And get there, and then we'll get a ride back in time to catch the later boat to get our ticket and come back. But that, we'll have plenty of hours there. You know, it's sunny, it's hot. You know, you gotta not overkill yourself. I'm an advocate for sunlight, but you don't want to overdo it either. Hello, Miss Dimple. You know, you're always a pleasure to see, as well as all you guys. But Miss Dimple, good afternoon to you as well. Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure when I have you. I like when I get everyone, but I also like when I get people that I meet that are Filipino from the Philippine Islands. I love that because that's the social part of the social aspect of getting to know people, locals, whether it's through YouTube, whether it's through here. Yeah, I love that about the Philippines. You know, when you're embracing the Philippines, it's just not about enjoying the weather and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's also, in my opinion, it's also about embracing the people and getting to meet the people. I mean, that was probably another big reason why I love Dumaguete so much. I became so close to a lot of people here, friends with locals in Dumaguete. And when I had to tell them that I was going to Bacolod, that was very hard to do. And I knew what their reaction was going to be. But they stayed strong. We kept in touch, and only a few people knew I was coming back. I wanted to surprise people, so it was really a big surprise. And those people know who they are, but Miss Dimple, I appreciate you being here, supporting my channel. You're a very good person, and God bless you, and I appreciate it. Brian says, good to hear, Michael. Thomas is here. Oh my gosh, Thomas, that's right. You said you were going back to the States. Hey, Mike, Tom here. I'm in the States right now, South Carolina. And we'll go to Cali later, or Southern Cal. Kind of confused me. SC, I think Southern Cal, but then that could be the state of South Carolina. But then you're saying, so maybe you're in state of South Carolina going to California later. Is there anything, oh man, you had to do this to me. Is there anything you want me to bring back home to you that's not too big? Wow. Not too big. You know, I always think food, my granola. I don't know how easy that nature granola is, but quite honestly, I don't want to inconvenience you in any way. I just want you to get, you know, you're obviously there, get back here safely. I mean, yeah, too bad you're not in Pennsylvania, my home state. You could go to my parents' house and, well, I guess it would be kind of big. My flippers, my snorkel, and my very good mask that I left home that I planned on bringing, but I didn't have enough room. And yeah, I'm definitely not gonna rent something like that here because I don't want to use somebody else's snorkel. I'm weird like that when it comes to germs. But I appreciate the offer. I mean, quite honestly, it doesn't have to be anything, you know. I honestly can't even think of anything other than my granola, you know. And, you know, it wouldn't be too big or inconvenience you. But I appreciate it, Tom. I'm glad you're in the States. I don't even remember how long you're staying there. I forget what you told me. But I'm just glad you're safe, and I appreciate you making me the offer. Brian says, yeah, I'm the same when it comes to the local. See, I don't know. I mean, there are people that are here, foreigners, who probably don't interact with them. Probably. Again, that just goes back to the whole thing for me. It's like, I don't know, why would you be here? Like, I don't know, like, if you were from the Philippines and you were going to the United States, I would hope you were interacting, getting to know the people, and there's so much to learn, and it's fun. As much as people were different, we're very much all alike too, you know. And last night's my first Philippine fiesta is a prime example of that. That was just awesome. I was entertained watching them goofing off, drinking and joking, and yeah, it's a good time. I had fun. Brian says, great people, the Filipinos. Exactly, no doubt. Art Chair / Art Park Garden is here. Says, good tropical afternoon, Michael and Che. Yeah, it's just me, just Michael flying solo. Che's running around doing her thing, you know. That's where it's good that we have our differences, you know. Like I said, I do the exercising thing. Obviously, this YouTube channel is technically mine. I started it, my responsibility. Obviously, I'm much more chatty than her. But you get Che in a room with a bunch of other Filipinos. She's she was running like she was talking a lot last night until she started getting tired, you know, and then she was ready to go. So, but yeah, it's just me, Art Chairs, Art Park, me flying solo. How are you doing? Everything good? Yes, and if like you want to see how beautiful the day is, yeah, it's a beautiful day once again. No, I'm sorry, I don't need any. Thank you. They're trying to sell me towels. I don't need any towels. I'm sorry. I always wonder how they sell the towels, but I guess if that's all they have to sell. But thank you for being here, Art Park Garden. I'm used to art chairs. But I'm changing my name again too, which you probably already see it's somewhat changed. But yeah, I'm gonna be more creative and make a name that directs more towards me and what I'm doing, my journey. Wolfgang says, yeah, I know that well, language barrier for you. Your English is not enough like me. My Thai isn't enough to communicate properly with the locals. Yeah, exactly. Hold on, I need to take... And that's what was nice about last night, this Philippine fiesta. My friend Kent is fairly good at English, but his stepfather, who lived in the US for 11 years, he was on there chatting a lot on my live stream last night. I can have a full-fledged conversation about anything and anything, for the most part related to like United States and stuff. So yeah, as a foreigner, like wherever country you come from, I'm sure all of us can agree that this YouTube is therapeutic for me because it gives me an opportunity for conversation that I'm lacking, or that I'm lacking when I don't have anybody to have a full-fledged conversation with. So YouTube is, you guys, it's very therapeutic for me. I always go back to it. What do I miss about home other than my family? The obvious. Certain food, qualities of food, and I miss conversation. That's basically it. But hey, J-Boy, Michael and chat, welcome, J-Boy. I just gave you a blue coat. My friend, or blue jacket. Welcome, J-Boy. Brian says, was it a boodle fight? What is a boodle fight? Did I miss something? Sorry, Brian. I'm missing you on the boodle. Could be something very simple and I'm just clueless wonder. Let me know what you mean. My apologies. Philo Republic, which is Michael, another Michael, but probably easier just to call him Philo. Heading out for lunch. See you again soon. Hey, Philo, thank you for even being here. Appreciate it. Look for you next time out. You have to update us on, I guess you said you're looking to get out of Palawan and you had some ideas of where you want to go. That'd be cool to learn where you're interested in going. Maybe you can swing by Dumaguete. I can have a coffee with you. That's it. Pretty boring. Brian says, Boracay has the best sunsets, and yes, beaches are pretty good. Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure the photos and stuff that I've seen or videos probably don't do it any justice, other than seeing the real thing for yourself. Definitely like Boracay, like those are like the more localized trips. I can take a boat from here in Dumaguete to Bohol in 2 hours. Now, I don't know how close that is to that, what is the beach that everybody talks about at Bohol? It's funny because the name of the beach is the name of a girl that I know, a friend, and the name escapes me. One of you guys will probably tell me. But yeah, it's a beach that's very popular in Bohol. I'm sure there's other ones other than this particular one I'm trying to remember. But again, I don't know once I would get to the port. Is there like a drive or something to the beach? I'm not that sure. Brian says, Carabao Island is worth a visit to. In fact, I prefer it over Boracay as it is not so developed and touristy. That's a plus. Lana's resort is great and worth a visit. I will keep that in mind. And again, anybody like, I know we talk about it. If you're on Facebook, which again, I wasn't even on Facebook until I came to the Philippines, just because that's a prime way that people communicate here. Yeah, my link for my Facebook is in my bio now on my YouTube, or you can just look my name up. Michael Lee Scheller. You can go that route as well. Michael Lee, and then Scheller is Scheller, and friend me on Facebook. Jessen Star says, go Steelers. Hey, I'm from Pennsylvania, Jessen Star, and yeah, in the NFL, I'm a Steelers fan. I only like 2 teams growing up in the NFL. I don't watch the NFL as much as I used to anymore. I just get sick of it's not the same anymore. Too many stupid rules, and I don't know. Before you know it, it'll be like flag football, but yeah, they need to go back to the old way. Just play football. That's why you get paid a lot of money. But welcome, Jess and Star. I'm assuming you're from Pennsylvania. I'm born and raised in Altoona, if you're familiar with that, and then I lived in eastern or central PA, later Mechanicsburg, New Cumberland area. But let us know where you're from, Justin Starr. I mean, I know Steeler fans are all over the country, and they travel well to road games. J-Boy says, my cousin owns a run and a resort at Caribou Island. Well, that's nice. That's definitely something that's bonus. That's very cool. Oh, look who's here. Moderator Ende Che. Hi, Che. I don't know where you're at right now, but she says, good day, everyone. Hey, J-Boy. Hey, Brian. Brian says, yeah, J-Boy, that's a great place. I thought I just... Oh, no. Did this not change for you, J-Boy? What the hell is going on here? Ugh. Hold on, J-Boy. I thought Oh, maybe you just haven't said anything. All right, you're a moderator. J-Boy says, he says that Boracay suppresses the tourism to Caribou Island by limiting the transport to Caribou and making it hard for tourists to get there. Well, that's an interesting way of doing it. I'm like mixed. Sometimes I'm okay. I don't mind, meeting up with tourists, and then other times I'm just not in the mood. Like, I just want to go somewhere where there's like next to nobody there, or simply just locals. Yeah, I mean, I'm not pro one way or another. I guess it just depends on how I'm feeling that particular day. Brian says, hi, Che. Che says, hi to Wolfgang. Wolfgang says, Mayong Hapon, Che. J-Boy says, hey, Che. Brian says, yes, very true. We had to hire a boat to get there. Okay. And then Brian's asking J-Boy the name of the resort. And then Che's being funny with the peach, which the peach means Labut, just so you know. Yeah, she calls me Labut. I call her Labut too, but yeah. If you know, you know. It's one of those jokes. Brian says, Lannis now have their own boat to pick up Cataclan? Cataclan. Miss Dimple says, beautiful view. Yeah, better than looking at me. Yeah, like I said, I'm happy just looking at the darn coconut trees. But yeah, blue skies, blue water, nice shade. I'm under here. I'm nice and shaded. Haven't gotten my second coffee yet. I held off on that because my live stream's a little late, because we got up a little late, because we went to sleep a little late, because of the Philippine Fiesta, which was completely worth it. So I only had my mushroom coffee this morning. I haven't had my coffee shop coffee yet, so I will get that yet. And it's probably better that I didn't have it yet, because once I drink a lot of water and then I start drinking a lot of coffee, what do? You gotta pee a lot. So, and I hate when I have to pee when I'm doing a live stream. It just interrupts, and then I have to walk, and then I have to worry about losing the signal, and then I'm taking you into the bathroom. Yeah. Wolfgang says, I was kidding, Michael. Your English is perfect, of course, because it's your mother tongue. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment, Wolfgang. Che always says I have very clean English. Very clear. She can understand it very clearly, whereas some people, other English, the accent's a little heavy, and she said it's harder for her to understand. Brian says, boodle fight is a Filipino feast. Oh. A feast that's a fight where food is laid out on banana fronds, down a ling table, all kinds of food. Now I know what you mean. Yeah, I've eaten off banana tree leaves where they put rice on it, or chicken and dough, like, yeah, whatever. Okay. I don't know if they had it on the leaves last night or not. Che might remember, but I don't, for whatever reason, I don't remember. I think it was maybe something, a couple things, but mostly the spread was so laid out yesterday. It was like, I felt like I was at a wedding reception and I'm like wearing something like this. Although everybody was dressed. Although the women, some of the women were dressed very, they had very dress-like attire on and stuff like that. But yeah, I felt like I was underdressed. One of those guys that shows up at the wedding in flip-flops and jeans and whatnot. Now I'm following you, Brian. Thank you for the info, clarification. Understood. Art Chair says, I'm recovering from back surgery. Yikes. So I'm in slow-mo. Off work until next year, so that's cool. Boodle fight, a bunch of food laid out on banana leaves. You guys are better than me. I'm gonna have to remember that. Am I saying it right? Boodle? Was it like poodle? Boodle? Bottle? Che will correct me too. But yes, I've done that. Yeah, it's very unique, very cool, and yeah, it's just a banana leaf. I know some people would see food spread out all over banana leaf and go, oh, it's not on a plate, that's too this, that's too that. Oh my gosh. I know people that freak out. Here's the thing. Obviously, way back when, I'm sure, before knives and forks and spoons and all that stuff existed, how did you eat? You ate with your hands. No problem. What do you do nowadays? Maybe you wash your hands before you eat using utensils. Or some people here, they get the little gloves, baggy leg gloves, and you eat. I've eaten with my hands after I wash them because sometimes it's just easier for me to eat the rice and then I'm eating chicken that's been barbecued. I have stuff all over my fingers already, so it's like, why do I want to pick up a fork and my hands are clean? It's going to my mouth. I didn't have my finger, I don't know, up my butt. Like, some people are so oversensitive about people eating with their fingers. It's just like, who cares? Let them do what they want. If they want to eat with their fingers, that's on them. They're not like touching your food. It's just funny. People are so sensitive about stuff. Plus, that's just culture. That's how it is. But again, you go back before people said, oh, let's make a fork, let's make a knife, let's make a spoon. They ate with their fingers. That's my opinion anyway. I think people are a little, I don't know. If you do go to Boracay, find the Coco Loco at the Station 3 and have a drink while watching the sunset through the palms. Can I get a coffee there, Brian? Or coconut water with some calamansi juice mixed with it? Maybe a little honey? Can I do that? Because when you say drink, what are my options for my drink? We got Lovely Koo. Hello, Lovely Koo. She says, hi, handsome. Hey, appreciate the compliment. Here in the Philippines, I'm from the US, my name's Michael, but I'm here in the Philippines. And when they say you're handsome as a man, they call you guapo. And for a girl, you're guapa, at least here in Dumaguete, which is Bisaya. But welcome, Lovely Koo. Where are you from? Willie Chili says, why are you in the Philippines for a woman? I'm not here like basically for a woman, although I have a girlfriend. Her name is Che, and I'm very happy with it, Willie Chili. But there's a lot to the Philippines other than the women. Have you ever been here? And then you say the Prince of Pennsylvania. Maybe. I'm from Pennsylvania, but I also lived in Florida for 2 years as well. And Willie Chili, are you chilly because you live in a cold location? You from the U.S.? Thank you for being here, though. Brian says, Coco Loco, do some mean shakes. Well, I can do a mean shake. Dad says mushroom coffee. I don't know if they do that there. That's possible. Dad says, yes, I want to know that too. Brian says, whereas I cause nosebleeds wherever I go. Yeah, I learned about the nosebleeds and the talking. Either someone gives me nosebleeds or I give them nosebleeds. Wolfgang, IKR. I'm so bad with 3-letter initials. Abbreviations. Wolfgang showing the heart. Brian says, yes, Boodle is like poodle. Well, now that's good. That's good, I know that. Dad says, I know mushroom burger. I've tried it there, but mushroom coffee. I've had maybe like a Swiss mushroom burger a long time ago. But yeah, mushroom coffee does not even taste, well, let me correct that. I've heard people drink mushroom coffee that definitely tastes like mushrooms and people don't like it. What I drink tastes like coffee, but with mushroom, what is it? Lion's mane, Chiaga. There's like 4 different ones that are functional mushrooms that are good for many health things. Amino acids in it, L-theanine in it. You're always just level with this coffee. There's not a high and then a crash. So like you can kind of drink as much as you want. Everyday dose. But then there's Cuppa also. I haven't tried it yet, but my father has, and he says it's very good and competitive with Everyday Dose. They're like the 2 top ones that I've seen competing. But it's just like an instant form too. It's natural, instant form. You just add water and that's it. Hot water. Brian says, but we have become more aware of transference of bacterial Excedia, and yes, I've become oversensitive because of it. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like, I mean, I don't even want to get into the whole milk thing. I mean, you don't need the pasteurized milk. You can drink pasteurized milk, but you're not getting much out of it because they've already killed all the good nutritional that's in it by the heat. It destroys the milk. I'm not saying there isn't a little truth to the whole bacteria thing, but those people have been drinking raw milk for a long time. I don't think, well, I guess if you don't believe in God, but I don't think God made cows to make milk thinking, well, you guys better boil the hell out of it and pasteurize it because you can't drink it right from a cow. I don't think that was the way it was, but that's just one man's opinion. That's my kind of comparison, like with milk. Yeah, like you can drink it, but you're not getting much out of it. I mean, they've already killed it, burned it, heated it. Brian says, although I am a bit careful, but I'm not ridiculous. Brian says, all kinds of drink. The shakes are good, and I think they do some teas and coffee, although the coffee is not great. Damn. You know, you say they are asking what mushroom coffee is. What I drink, though, is called Everyday Dose. You can look, it sells online. It's a big company in the U.S. Young guy started the business. I think he actually had some gut issues. He had some other things, and he said that's what inspired him to start this coffee that infused, I'm pretty sure it's 4 different types of functional mushrooms, but 2 of them were Chiaga, Lion's Mane, and then there's 2 other ones. I love it. And then I just add honey and milk. Sometimes I just drink it black. Obviously the milk's not the milk that I got at home, but it suffices. No gut issues for myself, and feel pretty good. I can't say I've noticed any downfall on my health. I keep walking. I get decent amounts of sunlight when I can, and obviously I'm happy here, so that no stress. That's a big part of it, waking up every day, and this is only just a part of it, but I love coming here. It's a great place to walk. It's flat, nice breeze off the ocean, but again, you can walk beyond the boulevard down there and you're along the ocean. It's just not like a big walkway like this, but it's really nice. What else is new? Where is everybody? Everybody's hiding out. Maybe taking afternoon naps. Maybe David's getting here. I know David Jessup was hanging out in Hawaii a little longer maybe than he wanted to, but I don't think that's such a bad place to be stuck at until he got here. Maybe with the weather finally breaking, he was able to get into Manila, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe that's where everybody's at. Or there's other people actually doing a live stream. Brian, you're still at work. Well, I'm glad you're at work and hanging out with me. Again, it's not that entertaining, I guess. That's why I'm more excited for Sikihor tomorrow, especially from a live stream perspective, give you guys something to see. I'm hoping the data 5G works and I don't have any issues, but that's hit or miss, unfortunately. Like I said, I was only 10 minutes away in Banilad, and it was just, it would only do LTE, it wouldn't do the 5G. And I was like, wow, I couldn't believe that, just that little distance. I gotta stand up, my butt hurts. I'm gonna move over here. Let me see, where am I at? Put my, I'll walk over here. Like I said, I can only sit so long, and it's not like I'm sitting on a cushion. I'm sitting on a hard stone wall like this one. Wraps all around it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, just going right over there to that island. That's one thing, like I said, this data, it works really good right here, in this area. 5G, all 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. It's always got the maximum bars on there, and seems to hold its signal pretty good. Dad says, just keeping you in the background. Brian says, LOL, you guys helped me get through the afternoon. Well, you guys helped me as well. Like I said, I mean, obviously there's no live stream without you guys, so that helps. Brian says, what's the travel time and cost to Sikihor? Travel time is 40 minutes. So from get on the boat there, the port, right, 40 minutes right to there. And that's the fast boat, 40 minutes. It's like a bigger boat. I always look for it, but I haven't seen it to show you guys where it is, unless it's on the other side, which it might be the white one behind that aqua crane. I don't know if you can see it, but so yeah, 40 minutes to travel from Dumaguete to Sikihor, so that's nothing. And if you take the earliest boat and then you take the latest one back, you're gonna get, let's say 8 o'clock. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get to that beach. It's not the biggest island. I'm sure there's guys get there quick. You're at least gonna get a good 6 to 7 hours wherever you're at. If you're to pick a beach or pick a waterfall, wherever you go, you can get 6 to 7 hours at least before you gotta get back. Now, I'm an early guy because I don't wanna miss the boat. Like, I just wanna make sure, I'd rather be too early than too late and to get back. So cost-wise, I was just trying to remember that yesterday. When I got my ticket, because you can't get a round-trip ticket. At least when I went there, you couldn't do that. You had to get one way, then you had to grab another one on your way back, which I thought that was kind of goofy. I'm trying to remember, did I get the return ticket when I arrived at the port in Sikihor? That way I had it. I think maybe that's how it worked. Again, I've only been there twice, but it was so quick. I think it was like, one way was like 250, 260 peso. But again, I'm just guessing, I could be wrong. Because I got it through my, the hotel I was staying at here, Coco Grande Hotel. It was when I first arrived in Dumaguete. They said they could purchase my ticket at the hotel, so I wouldn't have to go down. There's a little place by the port where you buy the tickets. So I didn't have to do that. So that's probably why I don't remember so much, because they kind of made it convenient for me. And that, like I said, that was when I first came to the Philippines in July of 2024. Jap says, afternoon, Michael. Everyone, you changed name to something simple, still SS. Yeah, John, that's temporary too. Point being is, when you have your channel name, you also have to have an at something. Well, I had at something simple, but being that somebody else had the rights or the domain to something simple, the only thing I could get was something simple too. And I kind of didn't like that, because in the beginning, when people would search something simple, nothing came up when they wanted to find my channel to subscribe or whatever. So then I'm like, just do at something simple too. And it was just confusing. So I kind of just was impulsive and found something that worked that was similar, kind of like what's up, something simple sounds the same. So I just did that, but I don't have any number on my associated with my name. But I spoke previously. I come up with some ideas that I am going to change my name more to reflect, and I know you guys know this one well, but I think hopefully you'll like the other name. I have like 3 choices. I don't know what I'm gonna pick yet, but I can't do it for 14 days anyway, because when you change your name or whatever, you have to wait until they let you change it again. So that's good you caught that, Jap. Everybody's like, you're changing your name, and joking with the name, kind of like saying simpin' simple and all this stuff. Yeah, but I get it, it's funny. J-Boy says, working from home, boss called, had to actually work for a minute. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me while you're working. Brian said, LOL, same here, J-Boy. And then Brian says it's been quite touristy over the last few years, I believe. And I guess you're referring to Sikihor. When I was there, it wasn't bad, but I can't remember if I went during the week or on a weekend. I'm trying to remember. I think the time that I went to the waterfall, it was a weekend, and it is too busy. And that's why I told Che, when we go to Sikihor or a lot of places that we can, and this is close, I said, we're gonna go during the week. So Monday through Friday, well, Tuesday through Thursday would be the best. And like I said, our plan's to go tomorrow. Weather's on our side, so we can make a day of it at Sikihor and actually just do something different and get out of, and like, again, and with me doing YouTube, I like doing stuff that interests people. And like, I mean, I would understand if you guys get tired of, that's why I like at least being outside when I do these live streams, just for something to look at other than me. This is more beautiful anyway. I mean, there is some guy, you can't see him right out there. He's in a snorkel. I don't know what he's looking for, but they're usually get those sea urchins and stuff like that. And then they crack them open and then dump that. I never tried sea urchin stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. J-Boy says, struggles of working from home, Brian. Yep, they are real. Yeah, I can't say I envy you guys, but I respect you guys and appreciate you guys being here while I'm doing this live. I think a lot of people are just busy today. It's a Wednesday. Maybe some other of our, familiar people are live streaming today. I don't know. But I do know a bunch of them, I think they're all supposed to meet up, because I know, like I said, David Jessup was supposed to be coming. Maybe he's here already, which is great. Everybody was kind of excited for David to get here. What do you got? I've done this for 60 minutes. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna pick up at all or not. But I appreciate being with you guys. Like I said, I just don't want to bore you. And when there's only so many of us here, the topic of discussion can be limited. Although, I gotta be creative, which I don't lack talking. Yeah, there's not, John says, weather looks nice there now, Michael. Still a bit overcast here. Yeah, it's really nice today. Really, really nice. Not too hot. Nice little breeze. J-Boy says, is there beaches where you are, Michael? Yeah, there's beaches, but you have to, I'd say the closest nice one, I'm talking, when I say nice, I'm saying like decent, like sand, not a lot of stones, not a lot of trash, broken bottles. Like I've gone to some beaches just because I wanted to go to the ocean, and there's trash, some broken bottles, some stuff that's, you just hate to see that. But it is what it is. But if you, the nicest close beach to me would be Dallin. You know, there's some resort beaches down there, some dive areas where people do some snorkeling, and I guess I don't know if they scuba train down there, but I know there's diving. I've been to it's called Pura Vida, which is Dallin. That's motorbikes like 20-25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes at the longest. I've only been there a few times, but that's like the nicest one to get to from here. They could be nicer here if they were just took a little more pride in them and cleaned them up and stuff like that. It's just this. It's probably the biggest thing. Sometimes, even when I come walking around here, there's unnecessary trash. I'd like to just show up in a bag. All the walking I do, I'd have no problem just to start picking up trash. I'd do it. I might make a YouTube channel. I might make a video for some other YouTuber saying, hey, expats cleaning up trash in the Philippines. I don't know if they'd like it, or it might motivate some people too. I just wish they'd take some more pride in their island or islands, you know. But then when you go to Siquijor, the air's better. Obviously, there's less pollution, no a lot of bikes, but the water's cleaner over there. You don't see any trash in Siquijor. And then they said that's because what I was told is the mayor, whoever runs that island, just has more strict rules and policies in place and doesn't allow the littering trash to become a problem. That's why Siquijor is so beautiful. Small island, very province-like, not built up, not westernized at all. Restaurants and stuff like that, but not like name brand stuff, at least when I was there. Very beautiful in Siquijor. That's like, to me, that's kind of like the perfect place for me. Now, if there's certain things you would need, you'd probably have to hop on a boat, come to the city, 40 minutes away, and get those things and then travel back. It's not perfect, but when you're retired, like, I don't know, do you really need to be in a hurry to get somewhere? Is that big of a rush, you know? I don't know, that's just me, that's just my opinion. John says the trash spoils the Philippines. It does. Thank goodness it's not everywhere, but you hate to see it you hate to see that anywhere in the world, not even here in the Philippines, but it's so beautiful here. It's just like blows my mind. Brian says, I have some of the best beaches, 30 minutes one way and 2 hours the other. Yeah, see, I'm a beach person. Brian says to John Jap, I agree. Wolfgang says, now I found the mushroom coffee online. It's mainly cordyceps mushroom. I need to try. Ordered. Yeah, like I said, I've heard of other, I think they're just mushroom coffee. I've had Everyday Dose, which I love. And then my dad told me about Kappa, which is a rival. I just looked it up, and it's like the one that's competing with Everyday Dose. Kappa, I think, is Kuppa. They might have a little more coffee incorporated in it, but my dad said it's very similar to Everyday Dose. He didn't really notice a big difference. J-Boy says, I mean, back in the U.S., you go up near the beach. Oh, when I lived in Florida, J-Boy, I lived 8 minutes from the beach. I could walk there. I always tell people, if I'd still be in the USA right now, I'd be living in Florida. The only difference is I'd still be working. I would have to. It's too expensive. But yeah, I'd be living in Florida. I loved where I live. I'm a beach guy. So many beaches. Go out on the intercoastal. I love Florida. That's where I'd be. But yeah, you could go to a lot of beaches. I lived on the East Coast. I preferred the East Coast because there's more waves. It's rougher. Tampa side, Gulf side, it's like being at a lake. Little ripples, if anything. I like to like ride the waves, use a boogie board, paddleboard, just do something out there. I like being a little more active than just standing there like I'm at a lake. And that's the Gulf sides like that, Tampa. John says, yeah, start trash clean, Michael, because it's as good as walking. Yeah, that thought has crossed my mind. It definitely has. It would be interesting, the reactions to that. John says, where are you at? Brian says, there are some local groups that do beach cleanups, but nothing organized on a national scene. But neither did Australia. The Aussie government did a heap of education in the late 60s, early 70s, TV ads, etc. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I mean, at least where I live in the United States, trash cleanup was pretty good and no issues. Got to clean up after your dog's taking a dump, that kind of stuff. Because it got bad. Like, people's dogs were taking a dump and peeing in, like, the neighbor's yard, and then the neighbor has kids, and then the kids are going at it and getting in it. So, yeah, like, I get that whole thing. You should, I mean, I personally, I love dogs and pets, but I can't tell you how many times I'm out walking and when I be in the U.S. and then you see it taking the dog out to poop and then they get to pick up poop. I just don't want to have to deal with that. Plus, dogs need attention, and if I want to go places and do things, I don't feel right like sending my dog to a kennel or something like that. That's just me. When it comes to pets, you gotta like be with them all the time, or like it's just another, it can be an inconvenience. And for me, this wouldn't be good for me. Brian says, now littering is very much frowned in Australia. That's good to hear. Brian says, Brisbane, J-Boy. And John says, yes, Brian, get fined for littering in the UK. Yes, that's just the way. I wish it was everywhere. But it's so hard to throw your trash in a trash can, but it's so easy just to throw it on the ground. I mean, I get it. Like, they're definitely, I see more trash cans in Dumageddon than I did previously, so they're trying to change that and make it better. But still, if your excuse to throw trash on the ground is because it's too inconvenient for you to carry an empty container until you find a trash can, so you just throw it on the ground, I'm just like, that's just, to me, that's pathetic. Brian says Gold Coast is 30 minutes drive and Sunshine Coast is 2 hours. Yeah, see, I like 30 minutes to me that's perfect for me. 2 hours, not that I wouldn't be okay with that, but 2 hours is probably a little too much for me. I need to be closer than that. But you kind of gotta you're never gonna find, especially here, I've accepted the fact you're not gonna find anything perfect exactly the way you want it. So you have to, I don't know, make a list of the top 4 things and try to find those things. And if I may get these top 4, but the bottom 4 I might not be able to get. So you have to be willing to sacrifice some things, basically. John says, Brisbane, nice. Brian says, there was also an Aussie who started Clean Up Australia Day in '89, and now it's huge. Yes, I mean, it should be huge. There should be so many people that, hell, it should be easier now when you start doing it, and if everybody does what they're supposed to, and like not even flicking trash out your window when you're driving or anything, it's just too easy to throw it away. To me, it's so easy just to save it and throw it in the trash can, but other people, it's easier just to throw it on the ground. Brian says there is at least one cleanup group in Aklan, but again, nothing nationwide in the Philippines. And that's the key right there, Brian. Like, it needs to be enforced throughout all the islands. It can't be just Siquijor, well, they're clean as hell, then you come over here, well, they're getting better, but they're nothing like that. Like, it has to be all in kind of situation to really make that work. Yep, John, you hit the nail on the head. We were just talking about this with the flooding in Bacolod. That's what causes the flooding here. The trash blocks up all the drains. Bingo. And that's why the rats are living in my opinion, that's why the rats are living in the drains, because they're having a field day under there with food and trash and everything else. But yeah, like, you know, here in Dumaguete, you have all the sidewalks, and the drains are under the sidewalks because they got the big square cement, whatever, covers. Obviously, it would take manpower, which would take money to start lifting all those up and seeing what in the world, how things are even flowing, if they're flowing at all under there. Clean all that crap out of there. Then, I'm not saying a totally clean drainage system here in the Philippines would solve flooding completely, but I'll bet you it would solve a lot of problems. And Che and I were just talking about that this morning, about the flooding, and then Che's like, yeah, and all the trash that's in there. Yep, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Hold on here. Wolfgang says, if you would see what I did, you would have lost faith in humanity. Yeah, that can be tough. Kissing the Dream says, I just yesterday threw trash in a shopping cart. That's better than throwing it on the ground, especially if there isn't a shopping cart or trash can near you. Brian says, but welcome, Kissing the Dream. I'm living the dream, but welcome. Brian says, that's what it's like here now, Michael. If you litter, people will tell you to pick it up. Well, that also helps. A lot of people are afraid to tell people, or not tell them what to do, but just say, hey, maybe you should pick up the trash. Wolfgang says, motorbike in front of my car. Motorbike in front of my car, 2 ties on it. Beer bottle seemed empty. The guy on the back throws the glass bottle right on the board where dogs walk. Yeah, boy. Kissing the Dream says trash is way off life in the U.S. Yeah. Brian says the thing that worries me is not only the microplastics, but the Philippines burial practices. Yeah, when I was in the U.S., my drinking water came in glass. It was spring water in glass that had natural electrolytes in it and everything. Mountain spring water, I think is what it's called. But believe it or not, they were selling it in a health store. They were importing it from the U.S. To this health store in Bacolod. So that's one thing I did like about Bacolod. I was shocked to see this water. I think it's called Mountain Valley Spring, something like that. Comes from the Midwest somewhere, but it's all in glass bottles. Yeah, everything needs to go back to glass. Everything. I don't care if it's inconvenient or anything like that. There's too many problems with plastic, especially with the water. Then if the water bottles are exposed to the sunlight, it's the caps, and then the microplastics are getting in, and we're all, drinking that crap. That's a whole other thing. It just drives me nuts. Brian says, something rather funeral. It is rare to see rubbish now. Oh, well, you're saying where you're at. Yeah, I mean, where I live, particularly in Pennsylvania, they took pride in their trash cleanup. I'd say the trash cleanup was really good in Florida, too. But again, I think it goes back to what you said. It has to be like a whole nation thing. It can't be like an island to island thing or a state to state thing. I mean, that's great if one island's doing it, but what about all the other islands? I mean, you see trash that flows right into the ocean. I've seen it here. The sewage, I think, is draining out, and then it's the trash. Like, you can see trash right here. I'll show you right here. I don't know if you can see it, but look in the water. See all that? It's all laying, it's all trash. Now the tide will go back out, I think, later, or it was already out and it's coming in. But yeah, like, you can see all that in there. Yep. Hate to see it. Brian says, I was more thinking about the 30 days viewing, because what do you pump into the bodies to keep for over 30 days? And like the stuff I've learned, something like, from my brother is like, how does some of this stuff even remove itself from our bodies? I mean, I know we can sweat out toxins and stuff like that. Obviously, you pee out certain things, but I mean, I guess in a way the damage has already been done, and all you can do is kind of just avoid all those things and not make it worse. Yeah. Yeah, then you put them in concrete boxes where they decompose into the water table. Yeah, formaldehyde is a highly carcinogenic. Yeah, it's just that whole I could talk to you guys for hours about health and diet and what I do and why I do it, and there's studies and science to back it all up. It's just up to you to want to do it, and sometimes you get put in situations where you go, I can't have my fresh glass bottle of spring water everywhere I go. I gotta settle for what I can get. That can make it tough. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, plain as day, all in one big spot. It looks like some greenish seaweedy dirt stuff. That stuff's all stuck in it. But you don't see that in Siquijor. When you go over there, all the water I was at, I didn't see anything like this. But like I said, there's drains that come out underneath this wall here. And one day I saw a whole bunch of stuff coming out of it. How it got into the drain, who put it there, I have no idea. But yeah, there's not a I don't know, soothing kind of scene to see that. But I'm only one person. John says, do you watch the Naked Guru channel, Michael? He sells all the mushrooms from Thailand on YouTube. Never ever seen or heard of him, John. I'm not even sure who he is. Sounds interesting though. I mean, minus the fact that he's naked. But yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, you know, you get into teas, certain types of teas that are medicinal, have medicinal properties, mushrooms, all that kind of stuff. They all have natural medicinal properties. Again, that's up to the individual. They can stick with the man-made stuff, or they can stick with the God-made stuff, natural stuff. I prefer the natural stuff, and I will do everything I can to avoid that other stuff. Not interested. All right, John, I remember that. So it's just called Naked Guru is his name of the channel, Naked Guru. It's from the UK, just a blogger, good channel, worth a watch. I will check it out. I know I watch plenty of, I probably watch too much YouTube, but I add to the problem anyway, so. But it's instant information kind of, so like, you know, John said he's not naked. Well, that's good to know. That's why I was kind of thinking, I don't think he's probably naked, but maybe it's kind of like the naked truth about something. Yeah, I gotcha, John. I didn't think that. Just blogs Thailand life. Yeah, that's gonna be, well, someday I'll visit Thailand, but it's like me, just blogging the Philippine life. I definitely know I'm feeling a coffee now. I might walk down this way. I'll see what's ahead of me. And I'll see if I don't lose the signal, and then you guys can see what I see. But I'll walk down this way. So funny, my power bank on my phone, it's not Apple brand, it's Anker brand is the power bank. It's just, I think it's better than the Apple one, but it's heavy. So like, yeah, typically the phone's really light, but with this power bank, it's a lot heavier. But at least I'm down at the bottom of the chat, and if something happens where, because I'm walking, sometimes if I walk too fast, but it's still showing 5G, all the bars, and hopefully you guys still see what I see, and we'll just keep going. I don't know. There's more people further down there because that's where all the vendors are at and stuff like that. Have you ever bumped into the pro-life traveler? A lot of people ask me that, and you know what's funny about that, John? Just the other day I saw him for the first time. I was actually sitting in the coffee shop I sit at, and he walked by the coffee shop. He walked by. But yeah, this is where I walk all the time, guys. Like, well, not just here, but I always end up here. Like, I have a path. I go through the streets in Dumaguete, and then this part of the walk is incorporated, but I'm always along the water. This is where I come to. Like I said, this part I'm on right now was only half this size. Like, the bricks were all beat up. Like, this is all brand new. So if you look down, this was here, but it was lucky if it was half that size, and it was all beat up. Now, once you get to the end of this, where you see all the tarps and stuff, where all the vendors are at, now that has been like this forever, you know, like, well, as long as I've been here. That little building to the right is an information center. They built that when I first got here. I don't know, but yeah, well, you'll see when I get down this way, you'll see more people, and I'm just like you guys, I'm a people watcher. But there's more people, like, they're hanging out in the shade, but they're setting their stuff up. You got all the food stuff through here, but a lot of this stuff, they won't start cooking the barbecue stuff until later. But they're like, some people are here setting up their little stands, but there's more of it down here. Like, you know, that's where they do the lechon and all the chicken in a saw. That'll be loaded. Like, I don't even know what that is. That doesn't look like a pig on there, but maybe it is. Just parts of the pig. They're cooking that. See, that's going. But yeah, like this is about the time when they start cooking everything. So yeah, I did bump into, or I didn't bump into him, I saw him. Insert Brian says they have done a good job there. Yeah, I think they have too. Looks like Art Park says, looks like a beautiful evening. Yeah, it's nice. I love it here. Again, I'm always excited to come here, but they had like a stage set up here for something that went last night. Another one, I think they're taking this one down. That was going. But yeah, they have a nice walkway. Brian says. J-Boy says, what about Jogo? He went to the festival you were at the other day. I've never seen him though, but I know who you mean. I've watched some of his stuff. He's a big talker. I mean, definitely a big talker. I'm kind of glad he's doing more traveling. Like, now he's got like a girlfriend and he's going other places. But then again, some people can listen to a bunch of talking and that's good enough. I kind of get, I mean, you guys might get bored with me though too, but I kind of like seeing when guys travel around and see a lot of the stuff that they didn't open yet. I think they sleep in them through the night, but now they're starting to bring a lot of their stuff. They're getting prepared to set up anyway. A lot of this stuff is closed down through here. I'm gonna read this. Sun's right in my eyeball. What is there? Well, you said run away. Run away from him. Who you want me to run away from? Must have been somebody you saw. What is there outside of the festival, Michael? Here, outside of the festival, you gotta. I mean, this will go on until after Christmas. Then they'll have all sorts of competitions of certain games. Like they do volleyball in there. Um, they do pickleball. They do, almost looks like soccer. It's like volleyball, except they're using their feet. I don't know the technical name for it. The Philippines is the land of festival. That's true. That's like kind of like that's what they do here. They're always, selling stuff, celebrating something. Something's like after a patron saint kind of thing. But yeah, like you can see a lot of this is like, I think these are like secondhand stuff, but 75 pesos and and then you got all the shoes in here and but yeah, like I mean, vloggers lately that I've seen or personally know, I mean, my personal favorite vlogger that I know is Filipina P. I'm very proud to say that I know her and I'm friends with her. She's a big deal here. So, yeah, I met her after I first came here and been friends with her ever since. I think she's still in the U.S. Oh, well, at least you got trash removal, guys. I guess that's a good scene to see. You want to say hi? See? Everybody always wants to say hello. That's the best part about being here. Yeah, that whole thing they started where they were acting like, people didn't want to be in videos. My gosh, everybody comes up to me always wanting, are you vlogger? I want to be in your video. They want to say hi. They're always friendly to that. I'm trying to see. I got this sun like right in my face. Trying to go back. Land of the festivals. I don't think there is not a month without a festival somewhere. Yeah, Brian, that's what it kind of is. It's just family gatherings, karaoke. It's just like a very social atmosphere here. And that's another thing I like about the Philippines. There's always a reason to get people out and get them together. That's probably the best way I could put that. They just want to get people together and interact socially. And yeah, the karaoke, obviously the food, the location. I mean, it's great here. Like I said, when the sun goes down, and you got the breeze. I mean, all this extends up and down and around there, but when you got the breeze blowing off the ocean, everybody's hanging out here. Like I said, there was a performance here last night, but I think it's done. I think they're actually taking everything down. That was what was supposed to happen a couple nights ago, but then we had the major monsoon rainstorm, so they postponed it to last night, which, like I said, I was at that festival last night, so Che and I didn't come here. It would have been cool, but I mean, Jogo took care of it. He gave you guys a tour here with his girlfriend, and like I said, I think he was even in Sikihor recently too. So I think that's cool. Like, I like seeing him like go other places and do other things. That's, to me, more interesting. I mean, I'm sure this isn't much interesting, but it's just putting you guys in my feed, and I'm just glad the data works, and that's kind of like my thing, me personally, when I watch stuff. Like, what would I want to watch? What would interest me? I'm not saying everybody has the same interest as me, but this stuff will all be going on for a while. Damn, this phone's hot as hell. I gotta take this magnet or the power bank. I'm gonna go over here in the shade because I can't see. Or is rather, Des says, Brian, true. J-Boy says, any reason to have lechin and karaoke? Exactly. Brian says, P does some very informative videos. She does do very informative videos, and she's cool as all can be. She's very cool. Anybody that's, I mean, I know people that kind of would like, they didn't even know her and they would just say negative things. I don't know, almost like being a hater. She's one of the coolest people you could ever meet, and you could have a conversation with her for hours and you wouldn't feel like you're in the Philippines, because she's obviously very fluent with her English. She knows a lot. She's a big reason, she helped me, like, well, I didn't know her until I came here, but I was watching her channel when I started learning about the Philippines. She was like, you know, one of the, I don't know, YouTubers that inspired me and guided me to come here. I was blessed and lucky to meet her and become friends with her. We've met for coffee many times. She said she was supposed to come back for before Christmas. I don't know what she's doing. She's a busy girl. That's what I like about the Fiesta's free food. Well, yeah, it was definitely free food, and it was amazing food and great people. That was a very good time. Damn, sunlight is not helping. Jay Boy says she's cute. Yeah, she's beautiful. You'd meet her in person. She's a beautiful person. There's no denying that. Great personality, and yeah, she's cool. John says, yeah, that new blogging law is crazy. Filipinos love Kerry. Yeah, I knew that would never stick. I think that was more aimed directly, and I think I see Che coming, walking my way. Watch this. Yeah, she's trying to hide, but look who it is. Right in front of me. There's Che, guys. Hold on. You gonna say hi?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out that you still live. So where are you? So I connect to the Wi-Fi at that first, and oh, you're still live, and then
Oh, isn't she funny? I need to find a shade. Like, I'm getting hot now.
Alright.
But like, I need to cool my phone off. I could feel how hot it was getting. Hold on.
Oh, that's fine.
John says, yeah, oh yeah, the whole blogging law, like I said, I think I was directed at that guy, Vitali or whatever. I think that's, in my opinion, why. And they just wanted to put the fear in people and stop. Don't let people do that stuff maybe in the future, my opinion, but that's what I was guessing, maybe what that was all about. Brian says, very community-minded people, yeah. Jap says, which is John, Vitali did that, the idiot. Yeah, you're exactly right. Brian says, we seem to have lost that a bit in the West. Yep, true that. Vitali, whatever, is still rotting in jail, laughing. Is he like Joey Somali? Brian says, I'm not sure who Joey Somali is. I guess somebody like him. J-Boy says, Brian, unfortunately, everyone is obsessed with housing and how many they own and forgot about building a community. Yeah, that's very well said. J-Boy says, oh boy. So true, J-Boy. Brian, yes. Welcome, Che. Hi, Che. Che, we missed her, J-Boy. And then Brian says, afternoon, Che. So
hi, J-Boy. Oh boy. Hi, J-Boy. You're not allowed to do pitch there. Just kidding.
I said, he knows the peach, and then I was like, if you know, you know. So where were you at? Did you go anywhere yet?
I did go to Robinson, but I'm not sure of that CRT because it's too small, and then there's no price there. Maybe we can go to the Robinson Mall.
You can go to the Robinson Mall. I gotta get coffee first. You gotta let me get coffee, because I'm like, I haven't had my second one, and I can tell I'm kind of,
because I'm not sure if I'm gonna get they don't have price.
So you're gonna walk the whole way to Robinson Mall?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
She's doing a lot of walking, guys. I'm impressed with this.
Sorry, no more of that. I'm just kidding, G-boy. You're allowed.
Sula.
Hello, Che and Michael. Good morning from Ireland.
Welcome back, Sula. I wasn't sure if you were going to show today. Che just found me. She wasn't Let's go down this way for a little bit. She wasn't
I'm just running. I thought you're gonna end your live, and then where are you? Where's Michael? I don't have load. I need to connect the Wi-Fi at first.
Blip, blip, blip.
And yeah, I did connect a little bit, and then oh, you're still live, and then I see the Rizal statue there, and then oh, you're there.
Yeah, I just kind of took them around. It's hot and sun, but I took them around just to show them. Whether or not they really enjoyed it, I don't know. It's a slow little private little live stream, and then I'm gonna go under this canopy for a minute because this phone is getting hot.
Yeah.
I mean, real hot. And then if it gets too hot, it'll have to shut off. I don't even know if this will work because we're still in the sun. The shade's over here. Well, actually, it's right here. Whew. I don't know if that, you can sit there first. I don't know if that's warm, hot.
Hot.
You sure?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. You got me sitting in the corner. Ugh. So now we're gonna.
Hello, everybody. Sula, hi, Jap. Yes. What about there?
Hold these for 1 second. I got my sweat. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm not used to wearing glasses while I'm walking. And I'm
I
like
know.
sweating, but I gotta read. I can't see. Dad says hi, Sula. Sula says it's 6:45 a.m. I'm going to make coffee too. Yeah, I need one. I can tell I'm running on empty. This is usually Chase thing going to grocery store, so I don't know if I'm really gonna go or not. I don't like going to the grocery store, and that's a far walk. And she has to take a tricycle. Then she can take it by. I walk. I don't take tricycles. John says hi, Sula. It's early in Ireland. Sula says hi, Dad. How are you? Brian says, I may have got the name wrong. He was the one who went to Korea and ended up in jail for throwing fruit around a shop and disrespecting locals and local statues. Last name was Somali. And see, that just reminds me of, Vitaly, just disrespecting people too. But people watched his stuff, which was crazy. I didn't agree with it, but Dad says, wow, still, I never heard of the guy until after he was in the news, locally, what was going on. While still early there, Sula J-Boy says, Chase saw those girls that were waving at Michael and ran to find them. Probably.
Oh, I didn't.
Sula says, I Jap, which is John, yes, about there. Dad says, I'm doing well, thank you. John says, 2:47 p.m. here, Sula. I'm in UK and from UK originally. Sula, that's good. Narutus Maki says, Guten Morgen. You know Guten Morgen?
No.
But hi, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but Narutus Maki. We're in the Philippines. And I picked up this stranger walking in the boulevard.
Hi.
J-Boy says, ever thought of getting laser eye surgery? I don't know if I can get surgery. It's only for stuff up close. These are someone just told me the name of these the other day and I always forget what they're called. They're basically for things up close, but you can wear them all the time and it doesn't affect your vision. I'm having a brain freeze. I don't say it all the time. So no, I don't think that would be an option for me because I can see things far. It's just close. Sula says 8 hours ahead. And then Narat Tasamaki is waving. All right. Sula says at Naruto Guten Morgen. Jap says yes, Sula, unless clocks change. Brian says Somali was facing 30 years. Yeah, then he was probably doing some really not so nice things to people. What is that? Laser requires sunglasses in the sun all the time, apparently. Yeah, I don't wear these unless I'm on here to be able to see the chat. Brian said he made fun of statue dedicated to World War II comfort women. Yeah. And I guess people are willing to do whatever they can in certain cases to become YouTube celebrities, I guess. I don't know. But people are willing to watch it, so that's why they keep doing it. I didn't watch it, but Sula said, Guten Morgen is good morning. Oh, Well, good morning. Thank you for sharing that, Sula. I didn't know that. Well, good morning to Naratamaki. Jay, you're always looking around at everything. Don't worry. Um, Niels Christensen, hello. Good afternoon, Niels. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Yeah, I'm running on empty. I need coffee. I skipped it today. Well, skipped my
I
second.
thought you did.
I didn't get a coffee because I walked, and then I wanted to do the live stream so I wouldn't have to pee.
Oh, okay.
Sula says, hi, Neil. Neil says, progressive lens. Thank you, Niels. Progressive. Why I always forget that, I don't know. I keep thinking compulsory. I don't know why I keep thinking that, but composite. But yes, progressive lenses. Thank you, Niels. That's it. Neil says, hi, Sula. J-Boy says, Sula, I didn't know that. Thanks. Sula says, does anyone know how to keep messages on all messages instead of top messages for the chat? Does anyone know how to keep the messages on all messages instead of top? I think you go to well, if I was a viewer, you go to the three dots up in the corner, click that, and then there's an option that says something chat, and it says it shows all of them. Hit the three dots, and I guess it would be your right side. It doesn't show for me because I'm actually the one doing it. And then click on that, and then a box will pop up, and it says something about chat messages. Click on that, and then you can change it from top to all of them. J-Boy says, does Che also drink mushroom coffee? She has had it. She doesn't drink it right now. She just drinks her
Philippine coffee.
Philippine
Yeah.
coffee.
But it's original coffee. Coffee bean.
Coffee bean. It's kind of like instant, like mine, but Miss Dimple says hello to everyone. Hello, Miss Dimple. Did you leave and come back? I didn't know, like you were here earlier. I didn't know you left and came back, but Miss Dimple's always here supporting. She asked about you. I said, was this me flying solo?
Hi, Miss Dimple.
Brian says, yep, it's all about ego and money. Yep. Sula said, yes, it could damage eyes after surgery if sunglasses are not worn. Yeah, I won't be getting anything like that anyway. Oh, okay, so Jap's telling her exactly what I said. Click on the three dots at the top of the right screen. Guten good morning is German for good morning. Wow, so he's from Germany, or she is from Germany. Well, I'm glad that he or she was here. Change message settings, yep. Sula says, Che has beautiful color. Here in the West, they all put on artificial tan to look beautifully tan. Yeah, and then here she would get bullied for being tan. Go figure that out.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, what is that? Like,
Hi, yeah. She's having a brain freeze.
it's because most Filipina, they're trying to get white skin.
Well, yeah, they sell bleach and soap here and everything. It's
Yeah, it's not like a soup. It's like
bleach in
beauty
the
product.
bleach in the soap, maybe.
A lot of beauty product here, like
All right, I'm gonna get to these comments because you're stalling.
oh.
Sula says it keeps reverting back to chop chat though, and I wonder, is there a different setting to keep all the messages all the time? But maybe it's just a default thing. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I've done it before, but I'm not. I just set it to all messages, and I just assumed I was getting them. John says it's called Morena, the dark skin, Sula. Yeah, she's my Morena girl. We got Rafael Ribeiro from Brazil. Welcome, Rafael Ribeiro from Brazil. My name's Michael.
My name is Che.
And we're in Dumaguete, Philippines. I'm from the United States, and she's obviously
here.
She's a local. She's a Filipina, Morena. But welcome, Rafael Ribeiro from
Rafael.
Yeah, I know Rafael, but Ribeiro. I'm guessing. Sula says, my God, she's gorgeous.
Oh.
J-Boy says, that's why even though Philippines is surrounded by water, a lot of people can't swim because they're afraid to get dark.
Yeah, true.
She can swim, thank God, because I don't know. That would be tough for me to date a Filipina that can't swim or is not willing to learn how to swim. Because I like to do a lot of things in the water. So what would she be doing? Sitting off to the side watching me swim.
Like a duck.
Yeah, talking to other Filipinas. That says, Asula, I agree with Che's skin tone. Yeah, she's much more confident in her skin tone now since she's known me. She wasn't very confident until she met
Because
me.
you feel me special. Special.
Yeah, I did. Sula says, yes, I saw that in Indonesia, all whitening products, and in the West, all tanning products. We are sold a lie. Yep. Facts there, Sula. We need to be ourselves. The industry has lied to women about beauty. They've lied about a lot of things. Hey, Charisse is here. I know Charisse. You know what? I'm in a blue jacket mood, and I'm giving you a blue jacket, Charisse, because you always show up. You always have something nice to say, and I respect you that you sacrifice your time to hang out with Michael most of the time, or Michael and Che sometimes when she finds me.
Yeah,
In
I'm
the-
trying to find you.
In Dumaguete. She was looking for me. But hello, how are you doing, Charisse? John says, I'm married to a beautiful Marina who wants to be white. Che doesn't want to be white, do you?
No,
She just wants,
I love my skin.
she wants a baby with blue eyes.
Yeah. With Miss Universe Beauty.
Sula says, I hope you tell your Marina how lovely she is. Bleach burns her skin. Yeah, J-Boy says, does Che have any siblings, brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have the 3 more. I have 3 more.
I know, but you cover your mouth.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I have 3 more. The first is boy. 1 boy only. We're just 4
One brother
siblings.
and 2 more.
1 brother and 2 more sisters.
3 more sisters.
2.
Oh, you were holding up a 3.
1 brother.
3 girls all together. She makes one of
I'm
3.
the youngest one.
That says, I don't understand white people here sunbathe, but they never get tanned. They get red like
Tocino red.
Tocino red. Yeah, I guess if you're somewhere where you eventually adapt, you get brown. Cause that's Che. I'm getting brown. Like I get brown.
Little bit.
Little bit. J-Boy's laughing at that. Charisse says, oh, thanks, I'm doing well. Good, I'm glad. I'm just glad you come by. Anybody that stops by anytime. John says, haha, Che, we had baby with brown eyes, even though my eyes are blue. Uh-oh. Yeah, you never know. You never know. There's no guarantees. Sula says, lobster tone. J-Boy says, oh, Che is
Bunso, she's the baby.
Yeah, she's...
Bunso is youngest.
Yep. And then here it is, you can read what says.
She, you're a very pretty girl. Thank you so much, Charis. And
Charisse says you are very, Che is a very pretty girl. She is, isn't she? She's very guapa. That says Sula, true. It says 8 people. Probably not gonna go that much longer. I need a coffee, guys. I appreciate you being here. I'd probably keep going and going until you guys got sick of me, but let's see this. John says, yes, Sula, love my Marina white, but she tries skin and whitening products, wants to be white. I probably, well, for me, if I knew Che was doing whitening products, I would take them and throw them in the trash.
but I did try before once.
But did you know it was whitening?
Because I'm
Or that's all you could find?
No, I just tried it, like with set beauty products, and then I tried just once, like
One time.
Yeah, one time.
Not the whole thing, just one wash with
Yeah.
it.
And because I'm so insecure, like get bullied, so I just try to more confident with that, with using the whitening. So I try, but I don't like it. It's like your skin get burn.
Says Sula says if you have 2 kids, there you go.
Hi everyone. Hello. Ini Mr. Kay Malcoran, natin.
Just student.
says if Sula says if you have two kids, Che, one will surely have blue eyes, even though Che has big, beautiful brown eyes. Sula says it's so bad chemical. I bet she's lovely as she is. Yeah, I can't believe she'd be bullied for looking amazing. It happened. She was bullied on her skin and she was bullied on her lips.
Yeah, this is
The lips that women in the West try to make big, she gets bullied here by
Yeah, speaking of
her
my
own
lips, it's
local
big.
Philippines for having thick lips. Yeah, it's crazy. John says I should say she used to, but I discourage them now. And then Sula says, haha, hello, boys. Yes, like I said, they see a foreigner vlogging, they want to be in it. It's a big
Yeah.
deal to them. Most of the time, they'll ask you your channel, too, because they want to see themselves later. But John says, yes, she's naturally beautiful like most Filipinos. Sula says, are you ending the live to have a coffee? Can't believe it. Yes. Well, and she has to go to the store. I'm not getting talked into going to, I'm not a big fan of grocery shopping.
What kind of sriracha that we?
The only thing I have to do is I have to go to Belcrest by myself. It's another grocery store to buy the Angus beef.
Yeah, but I forgot the sriracha that you bought.
But do they have sriracha at Belcrest?
I don't know.
You could always look there first instead of going, if that's all you're going for was,
Egg.
well, you can get that at Robinson here.
I'm gonna figure out.
Jap says, oh boy. Oh. J-Boy says, Sula, if you're a white-skinned Filipino, you get more girls.
Yeah.
A white-skinned man.
But most Filipino here, the white skin, it's like they're not loyal. They have like 5 girlfriend. Oh, most of them they're cheap.
You want me to take you to the coffee shop? I can do that. I can take you to the coffee shop right now if you want to go.
Yeah,
I can't.
take us with you.
Yeah, that's what Cherise said. All right, I'll do it.
All right.
I'll see if the signal. We'll see what the signal does. This will be like another test run. We'll do that. Anybody who wants to stay can stay. Anybody who doesn't want to stay, you don't have to. But I'm gonna flip it off of me, and we're gonna take you guys for a walk, right?
Yep.
Because I need a coffee, so I can take you, Cherise. That's a good idea. I'll share that and let you see the people hanging out in the Philippines and crossing the road and. Like I said, I don't want to lose the signal, so I apologize if something does happen. But let's go. Let's go for a walk, Che. And it's not that far, it's only right down the road. It's pretty simple. Something simple, haha. What is that juice called over there, Che?
It's gulaman. Or
Because you might have to speak a little louder because we don't have the mics on.
it is like fruit mix.
Fruit mix. It's like milk and fruit and stuff in it.
And the gelatin.
And gelatin. That's right, you did tell me gelatin. Get over here on the side where there's shade. Because this phone is still a little warm. I kind of like...
What's the camera?
Huh?
Me?
Yeah, it's on you.
Oh, yeah, tell me.
Nobody wants to look at me. Yeah, we're making a coffee run. For me. So I keep my sanity. And what's wild is the coffee shop Hold on. I can't do that. It might connect me to their Wi-Fi in there, so hopefully it doesn't cause any disturbance with the live stream. Right over there is Quaison Park. We go there a lot. But right around this corner, very close right here. Where are you going there, Chiquita? I don't know what this guy is doing. Eventually, I'm just gonna cross because they got me standing here in the sun and I ain't gonna freaking do it all day. Too much traffic. This is when you just kind of jump out and you make your own way. Go ahead, you can get in front. Run, Che, run. Wow, there's not a lot of people in here either. This is good. Go ahead, he's got it. He's not weak. Here, Che. You can hold it. You know how to.
Yeah.
You can put your hand on it, or you can put it on here.
Ah. He gonna get coffee.
You can catch up on comments.
Which one? Gulaman. Yeah, Gulaman. Where's the comment?
Yeah, I don't even have my glasses on.
I saw.
You have to learn how to read.
I know, but it's. I don't know where the. It's. Michael, we're putting you under the pressure now. Tree's awesome. G-Boy coffee. Yeah, he gonna get coffee. Trees, hello, Sula. That said gulaman. Yeah, it's gulaman that but with fruits, a lot of fruits like banana, watermelon, and apple. Sula said, G-Boy, that's interesting, and here it's all the 10 boys and girls that run around after one another. Sunbeds everywhere, planning bids, people pay to get as dark as possible. G-Boy, nice day. They're using injectables now with the tanning beds. And they are actually dark like black coffee. Oh, I don't wanna do that. Sula Centuries, hello, G-Boy. In the Philippines, people go on 4 bedroom trips. That said, I have, yeah, he gonna go to the bathroom now. That said, I have one macchiato. You're not a coffee addict, Che. I just drink coffee once a day. But sometimes if I want more coffee, but I'm not addicted to coffee. Trees. G-Boy said matcha for me, sir. Yeah, I think they have matcha there. It's not really expensive. You can get small, large, medium, and large. Ah, Gary Buckingham. Hello, Ma'am Churras. Hello, sir. Hello, Gary. Good afternoon. We're at coffee shop. But first, coffee. Very nice stuff. Hi, Gary. How are you? Thanks for being here. I'm shocked. Sula. G-Boy. Is that really a thing or you're G-Boy? It's real, Sula. Clinics everywhere where you can go for drip to be whiter. I had matcha the other day. It was great, nice. I enjoyed it. Macchiato macchiato hirap kasi basahin. Macchiato. Matcha. Matcha is the rage these days. Yeah, G-Boy Studio are doing. Gary Buckingham is here. Hello, Mom Cheryl. That's funny.
Call him Gary or Sir Gary?
Hello, Sir Gary. I didn't see Sir. I just Gary. That's funny. He called me Mom. Yeah, crazy how people doing opposite.
People see you. Like, you're like,
I'm shy, Charis. I'm shy. Hey. Oh, Stone Cold Steve Irwin. Stone Cold Steve Irwin. My LDR now wants to find a job in Australia after her home was flooded in Cebu. That's not my plan. I want to live in the Philippines. Dilemma. Oh, yeah, Cebu. It's a lot of flood there because of the typhoon. It's really like, yeah, it's sad. Antonio Nagan, what do you content? What do you content?
huh?
What do you content?
Content.
Content. Like content every day. Like it's just
Is this a comment?
what do you content? It's a new
What do you content? The Philippines, Antonio. I'm in the Philippines. I'm from the United States, but I'm gonna move down. It's too bright over here. I'm from the United States and I'm in the Philippines. So my content is my everyday life living in the Philippines, being from the United States. Where'd you leave off here? Where did you leave off? Like, are you at Gary?
then I did yeah. I
Here-
didn't get that call.
But welcome, Antonio. Gary says, Sir Michael, you are looking handsome today. That's for Dave. Dave would be very proud of you, Gary, for filling in for him. Thank you. Hold on. You want, wait, Chet, you want water or you can ask? How's Gary doing today? Moderator Gary. Sula says, Steve, can you relocate within the Philippines? I'm trying to think, who's Steve? Oh, that's Stone Cold. That's right. I appreciate you being here. I'm trying to get caught up. I don't know where Che left off at. She didn't really give me a heads up. But Stone Cold says, my LDR now wants to find a job in Australia after her home was flooded in Cebu. That's not my plan. I want to live in the Philippines. Dilemma. Yeah, that could be a little bit of a dilemma. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes, but I mean, they just had a lot of flooding, and Gary could actually tell you that about Bacolod. I know that's a mess, or was a mess. J-Boy says, oh, definitely a dilemma, Stone Cold. Welcome, Stone Cold. I guess Steve, nice to see you here. I recognize you. I'm in another blue jacket mode. Yes, I plan to live in the Philippines by the end of 2026. I'm currently in Australia. J-Boy says, just moved to a place that doesn't flood. Are you building a house, Stone Cold? I think there'd be a lot less floods here in certain areas if they had better drainage. Before you got here, we were talking about the flooding in the Philippines, and a lot of people said because of the trash in the drains, clogging them up. Oh, there's Dave. Mr. Dave's here, says, hi, cute Che and attractive simple. So he called you cute today. I think she was getting insecure, Dave, because you would always just say, nice lady Che, and you'd always say cute me and cute Gary. I'm putting my power bank on again just to keep the battery good. Che's way over there. We're not like in a seat close by each other, but yes, the first sip is always the best. Thank you for joining me while I get a coffee, because I certainly freaking needed it. Yeah, it's fine. Stone Cold says, I'm okay to build a house. Antonio says, oh, okay, your subject matter is about our country. Oh, yeah, about the Philippines. My experiences here as a foreigner. She's my Filipina girlfriend. Like tomorrow, we're going to Siquijor, so if I can do live from Siquijor, I'm going to do that. I also want to do a video. Video is very important. It's the meat of your YouTube channel, so I want to do a video from that, but I just want to travel, mainly throughout the Philippine Islands. My home base is Dumaguete, Philippines, but I want to share like places I go and things that I do. I'm not sure if that's what you're interested in, Antonio, but you're more than welcome to subscribe to the channel and become a friend, because we make a community here, and everybody, a lot of people in this live stream are very knowledgeable, and if I can't answer the question, they can give you an answer as well. But welcome. Stone Cold says, yes, she wants to come to Australia. I don't know how I'd handle that dilemma. I don't know if I know enough about that whole situation to even comment. Gary says, I'm great, thanks. Kids begging me to take them swimming. I'd be begging you too. You got a pool now, you got to use it. Che and I could also do that today later after she figures out what store she's going to go to. We could go swimming in a pool at our apartment, which sounds like a good idea, Gary. A very good idea.
I think burgers have an egg also. We can get eggs.
Yeah, they have eggs there. All right. Che now knows we can get eggs at Belchris.
Wala. Here. Oh.
Sula says maybe her emotions are running high after losing it all. If she was in a safer area, she'd probably stay in the Philippines, Steve. That's true. Yeah, that's a tough situation. Again, I don't know enough about it. Is there air conditioning in the coffee shop? Yes, there is, Sula, and I'll actually show you. They have the above his head. There's one right there above the sign, and then there's another one over there. They got like 3. Actually, I think there's 4. Yeah, there's 4. There's another one behind me. So yeah, plenty of aircon in here, Sula. No issues at all. Right, Che?
Yeah, but you're friend with this girl.
I don't know who half these people are. I just friend them all. It helps the channel grow.
This is my neighbor at my
J-Boy says you can build a typhoon-proof house at a right location, Stone Cold. Sharice says, thank you for taking us with you. You're welcome, Sharice, no problem. I don't know if that's what you like, but that is a live stream. That's like a true live stream. I've always said I want to take people in my footsteps. I always worry about the data, not being able to get a good enough video signal, but actually this does good around here, just not in Banilad, where we went to the Philippine Fiesta. The signal wasn't very good, but it's still, the third live stream we did wasn't too bad. But no problem, Sharice. I'm just glad you're here. Sula says, what way do you take your coffee? This is less sugar, minimal, like almost like nothing. It's double espresso, white chocolate, mocha latte. This is how I usually get it, hot. Sometimes I get iced coffee as well. I like a Spanish latte on ice. As long as it tastes like more coffee than milk, I'm happy. Sometimes you can get coffees with too much milk, and then it's like you're drinking hot chocolate. But this is the way I like it. It's good. Dad says, I know what Shay's doing, playing pool. Actually, she's not playing pool right now. Dad thought you were playing the pool game.
I just wanted to play the mobile.
The what?
The other one.
Oh, she's playing another game. She plays games. She's a gamer.
This one?
Oh. It's still loading. Mobile Legends. She's playing Mobile Legends. That's very popular here in the Philippines. She's a video game junkie. J-Boy says, staying in Australia defeats your purpose, just my opinion. Yeah, I agree with that. That would be tough. I'm not leaving. So Sula says it's great to just be with you having coffee too. I feel like I'm in a very fancy shop now. And that's kind of the idea. YouTube, obviously, you can do a video where you kind of take everybody on your daily journey, editing out everything. But to me, a live stream is so much more intimate because you're with me right here, right now. No editing, no script, just me. And usually there's not a script anyway. The only time I feel like I'm scripting stuff is if I'm doing an interview video, which I don't really like doing those. I don't like being the interviewer, is what I should say. That's not really my thing with my channel. Mine's about adventure, seeing things, the life of a foreigner, leaving home in the United States, coming to live abroad. That's my journey. Hello, Tess Buenaventura 337. Welcome. You look new, but I appreciate you being here. How long have you been living in the Philippines? How do you like it? I'll answer the last question first. I love it. That's number one. Why do I love it? First thing I'm going to tell you is I love the people here in the Philippines. That's first and foremost. And the obvious, I love warm weather. I love going to see beaches. I love the ocean. I love being able to see the ocean daily. As small and insignificant as that may seem, I love the ocean. I love the opportunity now in the Philippines. There's over 7,000 islands. I don't know how many of those are inhabitable, but there's so many beautiful things to see. Plus, you can travel outside of the Philippines, and it's very inexpensive from here. Last I heard, Japan is a country I want to visit, just to give you an example. Round trip, last I heard, a single person individually can fly round trip to Japan for $200 from the Philippines. That's crazy. Like, I'm from the United States, and that's not, it'd be a lot more expensive and a lot further to go. But I could go on and on about, as far as how long I've been here, total months, what do we say, like 13, 14 months I've been here total? Yeah, I went home once, came here in July of 2024, stayed until March 17th of 2025, went back to the U.S., until June 17th, flew back here, and I've been here ever since. And I have no intentions of going back to the U.S., barring any kind of family emergency with my mother and father. That'd be the only reason. But I love it, Tess. I love it. I love the people is the best thing I can tell you. What I like most. I went to my first Philippine fiesta last night. I was invited. It was awesome. It's almost like a Philippines version of a Thanksgiving. But it was all catered, very good food. I actually thought I was at a wedding reception. It was a lot of fun. I love interacting with Philippine people, getting to know them. I'm not here just to have yes, I have Che's my girlfriend, she's a Filipina, but I'm not here just to separate her and I from everything else. I want to meet people, get to know and experience the culture. And I've actually learned a lot. I embrace the culture. I love it here. I love Philippine food. No, I haven't tried balut. I have no intentions of trying balut.
Just try it. You're
Nope. But thank you for being here, and thank you for the question. If you have any other questions or you want more specific answers, just let me know. J-Boy says, it's beer o'clock for me. Uh-oh. It's coffee o'clock for me. Antonio says, yes, I am grateful. Thanks a lot, sir. Hey, no problem. I'm just glad you're here. I like where exactly are you? So you're from the Philippines. Where exactly are you from, Antonio? What island? Where are you at? I'm in Dumaguete, if I didn't already mention that. But J-Boy says, how much of coffee? You didn't have much of a reaction. Oh, what is this, 130 or 140?
130.
This is 130 pesos. And that's the large. Huh?
What's that?
What's what?
Your coffee.
What is it? White mocha latte.
Large?
Yeah,
It's not
140. Because I gave her 150. I think she gave me 10 back. Yeah, it's 140 pesos, which is cheaper than Starbucks. And I think it's just as good. It's just in what you like. Plus the people that work here, the owner and stuff, I'm very good friends. This is like here, right here. It's like you're on my live stream. That's Emmy. That's my friend Emmy, and then she's like a second mother to us here. She's like my second mother. She was very upset when I went to Bacolod. You don't even want to know. Yeah, that's Emmy. I-M-E. Emmy. She works here. We're like a family. I know the owners here. I got invited to their Christmas, workers only Christmas party. I was invited. I was the only foreigner, non-employee. Yeah, it was really special. But I love the coffee, J-Boy. It's all good. I'm gonna start getting more peppy, talking more, maybe more like myself now. I just need a little coffee infusion, just like some people need a beer infusion. Oops. Det's laughing at J-Boy. J-Boy's laughing at Che. J-Boy says the cafe has good reception. You can do a live from the... Yeah, I've done it from here before. Again, if you want me to do a live stream here while I'm having coffee, I'm more than fine with that. I wasn't so sure you guys would get bored with this look, but there are a lot, for anybody who wants to see Filipinas that come in here, there's a lot of those that come in and out, you know. So J-Boy, that I don't know who wants to look at Filipinas, but there's a lot that will be coming through here. So just let me know. That can help. And here, I'm just gonna pretend I'm looking at Che, but see, there's Emmy, there's Che, there's some Filipinas coming in, couple. That's for you guys. Don't say I don't care about you guys. I try to bring everybody's needs to the Philippine live stream, which is temporary something, S-U-M-P-I-N, simple. It's gonna change. There's gonna be a new official name for my channel moving forward, coming in like 12 days. Because when you change it once, you have to wait like 2 weeks. So yeah, and I have like 3 ideas, but I don't want to tell anybody, and they're good. There's no numbers attached to it. Nobody else has it. So I'm excited for that. It's a good idea, and I think it'll help moving forward. But I appreciate J-Boy about the reception. And if you want me to do it here, I can do it. Sula says double espresso white chocolate mocha. Wow, never heard of that. Yeah, usually this size is always double espresso, but this is the white chocolate mocha, less sugar. Che, when she gets one, she doesn't like coffee all the time. I don't know, it doesn't go well with her stomach. What do you normally get when you get a coffee here? Do you get the same thing as this? She's focused right now, guys. See that? She's in gamer mode. I'm trying to talk to her. She's like, focus on our video game. But that's all good. Keeps her entertained while I'm doing this.
Yeah, the image that we went to Kim's house last night.
Who? Oh, you told her we went.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stayed, you had fun? That's good. Det says, I'm playing Mobile Legends too. He's playing Mobile Legends. Sue says, I'm not a gamer, but gamers seem like happy people. Yeah, it's like a hobby, you know. If that's what she's into, that's fine by me. How long did it take you to settle in, Michael? Like, settle in regards to, like, the Philippines overall, living here? Is that what you're asking me? Dave says, Siquijor is a beautiful island. Camiguin is like Siquijor without the crowds, the friendly locals, a mall, and an airport. Yeah, there's definitely more to Camiguin Island. That and Palawan. Sula says, I love the ocean too. That's me. Christian Escott says, are you long hair? No, I don't have long hair. I have short hair. Very short, buzzed hair. Fade up the sides, and yeah, it's kind of like a military style cut, Christian. But appreciate the question. No, I don't have long hair, if that's what you mean, long. No, just short. Sula says, fiesta is Spanish for party. Heck yeah. I had some, like I said, I had fun last night. I had a lot of fun. Sula says, yeah, $2.38 for that coffee. And at home for the same thing, at least over $5 or more. But I haven't bought a coffee in the U.S. in quite a long time, just because they got so expensive. And then I was just making my mushroom coffee at home. J-Boy sees the Filipinas and waving. Oh, there'll be more. You know I'll take care of you. Like I said, there's 2 at the counter, a couple other ones sitting in the back. It's actually starting to get a little more busier in here now. But Che's talking to Emmy. Then you got the 2 girls at the counter. And then you got these chairs here, there. And then people sitting in there. And it's like you said, the Wi-Fi is really good. Less yelling and shouting with coffee. Oh yeah, that's true. I was thinking I'm here in a coffee shop. I have to yell louder so you guys hear me. But you're talking about people that drink alcohol. Yeah. I'm getting energy, but yeah, you'll never see me shouting. But I could just tell like I needed a little caffeine fix, just a little bit. But hits the spot. Sharice says looks relaxed, and it is relaxing here. Like I said, it's a very home family vibe here in But First Coffee. I had some friends at Starbucks, but they didn't have time. They're so busy in there. They didn't have time to hang out and sit. Like Emmy, she can sit there and talk to Che. Like my one friend Kent that I went to the fiesta with last night, he used to work here. That's how I met him, was here. But everybody working behind the counter, I know all them. They're all my friends. Yeah, she's still down there gaming. And there's Emmy still hanging out, checking in on Che. But it is relaxing. Thank you guys for coming along with me. This made it better. Here I thought I was ending the live stream early, and you guys are just keeping things rolling. As I always say, you guys are the engine that keep the live streams going. That says, Sula, is Ireland expensive? Do I need a Schengen visa? And Sula says, yes, settle in the Philippines. How did you present that question? Let me go back. How long did it take? Honestly, Sula, after 2 months, the first 2 months I came to the Philippines was like a vacation, living in a hotel. It was like a vacation. And then when I decided I didn't want to go home and I could stay longer, I was like, all right, it's time for me to experience living here. And that's when I got an apartment at the marina, the place we're at now, just a different unit. And it saved money. Obviously, it's cheaper than a hotel. I'd say after those 2 months, maybe before that, but like I'd say once I got an apartment, after the first 2 months here, I really felt like I settled in. And I knew my way around because I walked so much. I think that helped get me situated where I was gonna, what I wanted to do moving forward. Yeah, I walked everywhere, knew all the places to go to find from walking. Had I been in a car or motorbike, I probably wouldn't have learned as much as I did as far as getting around. But yeah, I'd say after 2 months, maybe sooner, but like I said, it was like a vacation the first 2 months. J-Boy says, were you military? No, but a lot of people think I was or could have been or maybe would have fit in well. But the military, I've said this before, those guys are my heroes. Aside from my father, I have the utmost respect for the American military service members. Obviously, I have respect for all service members in all countries, They're making the ultimate sacrifice, in my opinion, but a lot of people, even Niels Christensen, he made a nice comment the one time, says I carry myself very well, carry myself as if I would have been an officer in the military or something like that. So maybe I could have been. Sometimes I maybe wish I was, but yeah, I have the utmost respect for people in the military. I mean, hell, my shorts are even camo. Yeah, I have a lot of camo. Sula says that, yes, Ireland is very expensive. Dublin is as much is what you would pay in New York. That's crazy. Stone Cold says, when you renew your visa, what do you say to them, or is it just a matter of filling out forms? Actually, it's not as hard as you think the first time that I did that, Stone Cold. My experiences here, getting my visa in Dumageddon, you basically tell them what you're here for. Like, they have like a guard. It was like that here in Dumageddon. It was also like that in Bacolod. You just say, hey, I'm here for my visa extension or whatever you're looking to get through immigration. They'll give you a particular form to fill out, which is basic, easy. You're basically putting your name, home address, your passport information you're writing on there. What length of extension you want. Well, 2 months is the max, so I always get 2 months. What else was it? But I did it all myself. Now, I was told where to go, but I was nervous my first time, like, you know, plus the language barrier a little bit. And it's a very small, confined area here in Dumageddon. It's almost like you're walking down an alley. Actually, people say I should make a video of me going to like the, showing when I go to get my extension and where you go. I could make a video of that. I would probably just have to edit out like the more detailed in the office and paying and stuff like that. I don't think they probably want that on YouTube, but Stone Cold, if you ever need to know anything more, like my Facebook links on my YouTube bio here, I'll help you. I mean, I'm sure most facilities are the same depending on where you live. Like I said, the one in Bacolod was much newer and much more state-of-the-art kind of immigration center compared to the one here. And Dumageddon's a little ancient, you could say. But once you do the kind of majority of the paperwork, you don't have to repeat it all the time. Just when you do your extension, when you get your SSRV card or whatever, which I have, it's where they check your fingerprints and your biometrics. That's a lot of paperwork, but all you do after that, the ID is good for a year, and then you just get reissued a new ID. You don't have to redo that paperwork. Thank goodness. That is a pain in the butt. But it's kind of filling out forms, and you can get the expedited extension where you pay extra and they can have it done the same day, or you just get the standard. You give it to them. Just make sure you take a picture of your passport or make a printed copy. Somebody gave me good advice one time. What happens if the immigration building would burn down and they have your passport? It's probably good to have some sort of backup plan, so take a picture of it. But any other information you need, it's very easy. I don't know if you're coming to Dumageddon, or Bacolod. I definitely have been to both of those immigration facilities. Jay Boy says it's a very modern cafe. Yeah, and it's getting, well, she's busy playing her game, obviously, but yeah, it's getting much more crowded now. Like, and it's good for a Wednesday. This is typical. I need to take another sip. But it is modern, very nice. The owners are great people. The woman, she's from Philippines. Her husband's from Korea. Sula says there's massive money to be made in coffee shops. Sometimes, Sula, I wonder how all of them stay in business, to be honest with you. There's a lot. I mean, it's like you can't go, I say blocks, but there's a coffee shop on every corner. But here in Dumageddon, I only go to two. This one and one other one at the other end of the city. Huh? I wouldn't do that, not with the colds and stuff. Why don't you just get one? Or you're not going to drink it? See, sometimes she only wants sips of coffee. She doesn't want a whole one. Here, just take a little sip. Go ahead. Hurry up. Oh, now you're playing your game. Anyway, she never wants a whole coffee. Jay Boy says, too much work though, Sula. I used to own a cafe here in Sydney. Yeah, it is a lot of work involved. You have to keep all that stuff in stock, and yeah, it's quite the business. Do you have other coffee places you like to go to, or is it normally Butt first? Gary, always be prepared. Kohi is my second choice, and that's basically near Silliman College. It's very cheap. The reason the coffee shop was started in the first place is to give the college students and high school students, because it's right by the college, make it less expensive for them to be able to afford it, which generates business, a lot of business. But they just put a cheesecake coffee shop right by there by Coco Grande Hotel or whatever. So I'm wondering if business is going to kind of go down for them. I'm not sure. Now on occasion I go to Starbucks, but not really. More so in Bacola, Gary, you know that. And then there's the other one. It's called Silliman Beach. It's just like a little outdoor stand, and the coffee's really cheap, but it's actually good. And I get one that's called a brown sugar coffee or something, like iced coffee, and it's actually really good. I mean, I think it was like 60 pesos. It's very cheap. Wolfgang says hi to Amy, please. Wolfgang says Sula Schengen visa is for EU. Schengen, not Schenken, Wolfgang said. Sula says that's great, Michael. J-Boy says, I think cafe have to be your thing, otherwise the novelty of owning one wears off real quick with all the work that's required. Yeah, I can see that, J-Boy. When I visit them all the time, sometimes I feel like people say, hey, if you could ever start a business, what would you do? Would you like do a coffee shop or something like that? Sometimes I think maybe, but nah. Honestly, I just want YouTube to be my job to keep me busy. That's what I want it to be. If it becomes that, you know, where it's busy enough and I like it and it's fun, monetized or not, it's just enjoyable because, like I said, it's therapeutic when I get to do these live streams and I get to talk to people. He's very observant. He is like that. Hurry up, take a sip. Come on. He's looking. You want to look at this? Look at this cutest little boy. He is so cute. He's looking at you now. He's looking at you now. So cute. That's the manager here. That's her baby. She recently had a baby, and that's her husband holding the baby. J-Boy, Sula says that J-Boy. That's interesting to hear from someone that worked on the other side of the counter. It's a high intense job, I'd imagine. Yeah, they're very busy, especially, I mean, if you have a coffee shop that's really generating a lot of business, you have to always make sure you have backups to this, to this, to that, because stuff goes quick. Sula says, Wolfgang didn't know that. He says, no problem. J-Boy says, are they using local beans? They're using beans, as you can see right there. Now I don't know where they're from or if they're local, but I could find out and let you guys know. I have no idea. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I guess if I were guessing, I think they were local, but not sure. Eloquent says, if she play Mobile Legends, I can play with her. Of course you can play. Look at someone said.
If she play Mobile Legends and I can play with her, I'm not good in Mobile Legends. Playing, like if I'm bored, I play. But
So you don't think you're that good at it?
yeah.
Oh, she doesn't think she's that good at it. I think she's probably better than what she says. I don't think she would play it if she wasn't any good. Sula says, I think make 3 copies, one for the office, one for herself, and one as a backup in case they lose the one you gave them. Yeah, that's why, like, my one friend who's actually a vlogger had mentioned this to me. Make sure you make a copy. You know, worst case scenario, the immigration building burns down. And I'll be honest with you, here in the Philippines, there's a lot of fires. We've talked about this before. I mean, what causes them or what safety measures are or are not in place. But there's a lot. There's definitely a lot. So there's a lot of coffee shops here. 3 new ones opened last week. They all do make a lot, but they need good beans. Yeah, like I can't imagine competing in the wonderful world of coffee. Sula says, what did you do for a living in the U.S., Michael? I never did ask you. Basically, I worked for FedEx, Federal Express, FedEx for many years, was in management. And then I also worked within FedEx at a Apple distribution center later in my career, Apple products, phones, stuff like that. And then I also worked for the Navy base or Army base in where I lived. Also worked for the government military distribution center for the warfighter for our military. I worked there also for a few years, so I kind of bounced around, but the majority of my career was with FedEx, basically logistics and what they would call guys in the Air Force or loading Navy, loading airplanes. You're a load master. You're responsible for the distribution of everything on an aircraft, fuel, crew, everything, cargo, everything, managing planes in and out, managing trucks going in and out all over the Northeast. So yeah, that's basically what my job was. I was paid to be responsible. I was the one paid to sign my name on every document. And I was responsible for all the employees below me to make sure they were doing their job. Ella Queen says, which country are you broadcasting from? I'm in the Philippines right now, Dumaguete, Philippines, but I'm from United States, Pennsylvania. And living here, been here for a total of going on 14 months. Did go back to the US one trip back since I've been here, but here's where I'm gonna be spending most of the time. But yeah, we're in the Philippines. If you watch any of the other videos, you can see I was outside. I usually have my live streams outside, but everybody talked me into going and getting coffee and sharing it with you. Oh, then okay, you said, oh, USA, but welcome. Where are you from? Eloquence? I said Queens, I guess it could be Eloquence. Where are you from? Sula says Philippines. Oh, okay, you got me on that. J-Boy says you didn't have hesitation being on camera when you started your YouTube. A little bit, but I think the problem with it was for me, J-Boy, I was overthinking things. You forget, you need to just realize, just be yourself. It's easier said than done, especially when you first do it. Live streaming, I just feel like, and you kind of have to grow into that too. I guess I kind of was a little nervous with that at first too, but you kind of just feel like once you start getting familiar faces here and you don't let the trolls bother you, which they didn't anyway, but you kind of just feel like you're just in a group chat almost like, and then doing the videos, the vlogging to me is very easy. You just be yourself. I think the hardest part about YouTube was when I was the interviewer and I interviewed like Leia and Che and stuff like that, because you're thinking about, okay, I want to ask this question, I want to ask that question, I want to ask this, and you're thinking more of just relaxing, being yourself. So I don't like the whole doing interviews. Could I do them? I guess, but I have to do them the way I like doing them. Like I'd feel more comfortable walking up to a random stranger on the street, doing a live stream, and ask them if they want to be in my vlog and answer a few questions. That would be easier. And it's more right in the moment, more intimate. Could I do it as a video? Yeah, I could. But then it's more staged, it's more scripted, it's more, it's not that it isn't authentic. I don't know if you know what I mean, but when you do a live stream, it is what it is. There's no thinking, no scripting, no nothing. And I like just being myself and speaking from what comes from my heart and what I'm thinking and my emotions, if that makes sense to you. But a little bit in the beginning, but I quickly got over it, because you wonder if and I might not even have what it takes. I don't know. I'm still very early. You wonder if you have the personality for it, or the way you present yourself, if people will be attracted or interested in getting to know you as a person. So that's a part of it too. But I feel all right now, and I've seen my channel grow a little bit, and that's fine. It's gonna grow the way it's supposed to grow. And I've had other people give me
their opinion and advice, thinking whether they think I could be good at it or not, or if I should do it. And a lot of it was positive. I don't want people to tell me, oh, just do it, and they know I suck at it, So I'm more interested in constructive criticism. Just be honest, and I'm okay with it. Sula says, "Are you and Che planning to have kids someday, Michael? Possible. We got to get married first, though. Like, you got to do things in that order. And I take one day at a time, Sula. I mean, I've learned throughout life to just don't put too many expectations in things, because then you set yourself up for disappointment if it doesn't turn out the way that you think maybe it will or it shouldn't, should or shouldn't kind of thing. And Che knows that. I tell her that. I just want to take life one day at a time. We're still getting to know each other. It takes time. There's no need to rush. And I'm guilty of that. There's a lot of times you rush yourself in the relationships because you're worried that if you don't grab hold of that one, you're going to lose it. I don't think like that anymore. Hey, Che. You going to say hi? Oh, boy. Why are you looking down? What are you looking at? Well, she's on YouTube. My sister has blonde hair and brown eyes, and her husband has black hair and, wait a minute, black hair, blue eyes. They have 2 blonde boys, 1 blue eyes and 1 brown eyes. Yeah, and that is funny because a lot of Filipinos see the blue eyes with me or any other foreigners here, and they're instantly thinking, wow, how cool that would be to have a baby with blue eyes. But yeah, there's no guarantees. Jinx says there are arsonists disguised as government employees. You never know, Jinx. You never know. I would not put it past anything about anything these days. Just when we think we know it all, or like there's just no way that some things could be possible, yeah. Usually when people tell you there's no possible way, that means always think and do the opposite of what people in power, in my opinion, tell you to do. That's my opinion. J-Boy says, I need to check out your channel, Sula. Dimple says, great question, Sula. I hope I was able to answer it somewhat. I didn't want to get too specific because I can ramble on, but maybe that's what you want to hear me do. I'm good at rambling. I get that from my father. Sula says, you seem like you'd be a good manager. You're calm and together. Well, and that's why I was successful at it, because there's 2 types of managers. There's leaders and then there's order givers. Order givers, no, that don't work. Plus, you need the respect, you need the support of your lower level employees. You need to create good morale within a work group. I got along with everybody very well. I also got dirty with them. That's the term we use. I'm not afraid to. I didn't just stand there and lead and watch them. I helped where I could. I also had to remember too, sometimes early in my career, I never micromanaged, but I tended to try to help and get involved too much and took emphasis off of what my job was to do. It's okay to pitch in and be a team player, but sometimes, I was guilty of, because I was once where they were, and that was just me. I like being a part of it, and that's why I got along with so many people. I mean, I worked for how many years in Pennsylvania, and then I transferred that same job, 20 years later to Florida, and I almost felt like it was the same job, but starting over, new employees, and within a few days, you would have thought I knew all these employees like yesterday, because I clicked with them automatically. I was just, again, myself, remembered where I came from, remember I did all their jobs before, and I was a team player. And you give them respect, you're gonna get it in return. And I was never an order giver. I was just a leader. I directed people. It's just a difference. I wasn't an order giver. Sula says, that's really interesting. J-Boy says, Sula, I don't have a channel, just like to watch live stream to keep entertained while working from home. I'm glad I entertained you, J-Boy, and I'm glad you're here to be entertained by me. Maybe there's something about me that I can entertain you, which is a plus for me. Sula says, but I've ever, yeah, we're trying to get you to 50 subscribers, Sula. I thought you were supposed to do like a collab live stream with somebody, Mireille or somebody. J-Boy said, maybe you should start your own channel, Sula. Oh, wow. Cherie says, I have a sister-in-law that is from Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. Where is Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania? I know where, like New Jersey, Jersey Beach. Hell, I've been to many beaches in Wildwood, Jersey. I've been to a lot of beaches in Jersey. The water's just always so darn cold. Once I knew that there was warmer water down like in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina and below, I just started taking all my beach summer visits, South Carolina or further south. Northern beaches, the water's just too cold. It'd have to be over 100 for you to enjoy it. But I'm sure you know what I mean. J-Boy says, be yourself and don't be getting drunk on live. I'm not even, Det says, J-Boy laughing. J-Boy says he's laughing at Det. Sula says, hi, Miss Dimples, I was making coffee. Yeah, I love Miss Dimples. She's another great supporter. You guys are all great, but I just love getting the same people all the time. Job says, Ray is being himself, J-Boy. When you retire in the Philippines, it's allowed to get drunk. It's your choice. Yeah, it is. You're right, John. It's to each his own. Do whatever they want. Yeah. Everybody's responsible for their own actions. That's all I'm going to say. Everybody's responsible. I'm responsible for me. Chay's responsible for her. Everybody, and I'll leave it at that. J-Boy says, yeah, of course, Jap. Each their own if they're okay with that. Miss Dimples said, sounds awesome, Sula. Enjoy. John says, Jap, it's personal choice. J-Boy cannot watch if you don't like, no offense. Yeah, it's kind of like me or the TV or what do we do when we watch something that we don't like? We change the channel. You don't want to listen to something, you don't have to listen to it. I'm a full believer and advocate of free choice, free will. That's obviously where I'm born, free in the United States. And yeah, what you do in your life is between you, yourself, and I like to say God, so somebody else may see it differently, but yeah, so nobody's perfect. None of us are. We all make mistakes, myself included. Live and learn. Just to enjoy life and be happy, and it's about all I can say. Sula says, they were lucky to have you, Michael, as a manager. It's good to have someone that's done the job and can manage their own self and others rather than bossing and treating people like they're dumb. And that's the way I was, Sula. Like, listen, unfortunately, like I had bosses in my past that were jerks. And, but you know what they got in return from me? Attitude. They got respect, but I gave them attitude, and I let them know if I didn't like it. And sometimes I went head to head with, even when I was in my higher position, I would go head to head with people above me when I'd see something wrong or I didn't think what they were doing was the right way to be with people. You want to have good morale within your work group. No different than being a coach of a sporting team. Most of the time, your players, if you're the coach of the team, the players are going to reflect the coach. If you're not a motivated, fired up coach and you're just kind of like don't care, and man, I got to do this, usually your players are going to reflect the coach. At least that's the way I see it. And I'm a fun person anyway. And like I said, I never forget where I came from. And I don't forget the days when I was younger. And treat others the way you want to be treated in return, and that's kind of the thing I rolled with, and it worked, and that's just the natural thing to do. That's how I felt natural. I didn't have to. Some people run a different way. They don't want to be close with their employees. They don't want to have any type of friendship. It's just a work relationship and that's it. Then that can work. I'm not saying it can't work, and I'm not saying you have to hang out with everybody that you work with outside of work either. But I think the decent thing to do is get off your high horse if you're in a high position and just kind of be like everybody else. Those are the people that I relate to the most. I relate to people that are just normal. Like, that's my definition of normal, but that's a whole other thing I can ramble on and on. But thank you for the compliment, Sula. Dave says, something simple as cute facial skin. Mr. Dave, you're always so complimentary, but I appreciate it, but only you. J-Boy says, yeah, definitely P. Stone Cold says, and Ray stares close to the camera and be quite intimidating, even though he's saying he loves everyone. Yeah, it's just funny. It's just Ray. Yeah. I just want everybody to be happy and everybody to get along, and yeah, that's my main goal. Again, like John put it perfectly. If you don't want to watch something, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch me either. Nobody's forcing you to be here, and I'm not forcing anybody to be here or to agree with me or think like me. I'm just showing you who I am, you know. But that's funny. Ray is funny when he stares in the camera. I'm not intimidated. I think I just start laughing, but Sula says, J-Boy, I'd never be able to go on camera, I don't think. Sula, you don't know. You know, a lot of times in my life, I didn't think I could ever go on camera either, but until you do it a couple times, don't go off the first time. You just kind of forget you're on camera. At least I do. Maybe not everybody can do that, but that's okay. That's what makes us all different. John Jap says, I subbed you. J-Boy. Sula says, at Steve. He doesn't mess around. He loves us. Ray is the man. What really stands out about Ray, Michael, James, Michael, they are really down-to-earth people, decent, good people. Yeah, that's basically what it is. And we're all different, and that's okay. My God, we live in a world where they're trying to make us all the same and want to forget the fact that we're all different. Think about that. We all are different. Some of us are smart, some of us are smarter, some of us are athletic, some of us are this, some of us are that. We're all different. I want everybody to be healthy, but I can't tell people what to do. I can only open the door. It's their choice if they want to, you know. I'm just big on health and stuff like that. I just want people to live the longest, best life possible. But again, I could be doing all these things that I do and wake up tomorrow with some freaking, who knows, something wrong with me. Anything's possible. John says, exactly, Sula, one thing in common, they nice people. J-Boy says, thanks, Jap, subscribe back. Jap says, thanks, J-Boy, where are you from? Sula says, yes, and as Michael said, being yourself keeps people coming back. I mean, you would hope, but I'm not going to be anything other than who I am, and I don't expect that from everybody else. People can agree to disagree, and that's okay. Most people tend to, I mean, at least me, I tend to surround myself with very similar, like-minded people. That's typically how I do it. I mean, you would hope that I have something to offer that maybe clicks with each and every one of you. Maybe not everything, maybe two things, maybe nothing. I don't know. Maybe you're just entertained, period. I don't know. J-Boy says, I'm from Manila, but currently in Sydney. John says, oh, nice, J-Boy. How long have you been there? Here I am in Cavite, General Trias. J-Boy says, share your skin routine, Michael. I can share it, but I don't know if you're being funny, J-Boy. A lot of it has to do with what you put in your body. If you don't, I mean, you know, a lot of people talk about acne. Everybody still gets it. Even I do get a rare pimple. Usually it's from shaving. It's like an ingrown hair. But diet and what you eat affects what is on your outer of your body, your skin. Something simple. Now to go saying something simple. What you eat, what you drink can dictate your skin. Acne is a big topic. what you put in your body can affect teeth. All sorts of stuff, J-Boy, but I don't know if you're being funny, so you're probably not, but too much sugar, processed sugar, can affect your skin, J-Boy. The bad sugar, especially. Sula says, yes, everyone is just trying to navigate life, and we all are equal, whether homeless or millionaires. We are humanity, no need for the high horse. I agree with you, Michael. I appreciate it. I just tell how I feel. I've been molded in a way ever since I was a little boy. I give all the credit to my mother and father, and then there's obviously been role models, people that I've worked with, or leadership people in my life that I looked up to, and I kind of assessed it as I got older and said, hey, I like that way better. I think that's better because you're treating people as a whole and better. I don't like I like to joke around, don't get me wrong. I'm not like this straight as a pin arrow, like can't have fun, and like God's important to me and stuff like that too, but I still have fun. I'm not like this holy roller, you could say, but respect is big with me, especially as I get older. Like I think it's like you get older and you have that wisdom thing kind of kick in. You just I don't put up with a lot of stuff that maybe I did when I was younger. You get tired of certain stuff. Part of getting older, wisdom. Jap says, sorry, J-Boy, how long have you been in Sydney? J-Boy says, Jap, I'm Filipino, but I grew up in Sydney last 30 years, but going back to Philippines hopefully mid next year. Sula says, a lot of people coming in here. Sula says, J-Boy, I'll be great. Jap says, nice, J-Boy. I've been here 6 years from UK. Love it here. Nicest people. That's the way I say. People first. That's so easy. Sula says, I want his skincare routine. All right, I'll give it to you. I mean, you want this now? I mean, it'd probably be better to do that when I'm back at the apartment, because then I can show you the only stuff that I use on my body when I get a shower, and there's not chemicals in it. That's another thing. I don't even like going in certain swimming pools, not all the time, that are like high chlorine chemicals. Remember, everything absorbs into your skin that you put on your body. That's why I got weird about certain sunblocks. If you're gonna use something, make sure it's natural, zinc, real. Hell, you're better off using beef tallow on your skin. J-Boy says, do they sell cakes or any food? Yeah, they sell cakes here. They have pasta that's pre-made. They have that kind of stuff here. Yep. They have like oatmeal brownie bars. They have banana bread cake. They have like different pastas here. They have all sorts of stuff. Che's playing with the baby. He's so cute. He's a very observant kid. Very observant. Sula says, I think walking really helps you. Yes, I do. I wouldn't do it if I didn't think there was some kind of positive result from walking. I wouldn't do it. Because that would mean to me that, not that I was thinking skin from walking, but that, what you eat, what you drink, all that stuff. But again, it's to each his own. I guess the best thing I can say is if you have problems and you want to fix it the natural way, there's probably something you're eating or drinking or using on your skin that's causing certain problems. So what do? You eliminate those problems. And if that problem is something you eat and something you drink that you really like and you don't want to give it up, well, that's fine. But then you're going to have to deal with this or that skin problem or some other problem. It's an easy choice. You either fix it and give it up or you don't. Don't take, like a lot of people go, well, I can still eat this or drink that. I just have to take these certain pills or put some sort of medical, chemical related stuff on your face. You're not solving the problem at all. You're temporarily, it's like putting a Band-Aid on something, I guess. From my experience, my research, and how things have affected me. And I know other people that do the same routine as me and where they're at. My brother, Corey from It's Me, YouTuber, he has a very strict diet regimen. I know other people that are going through the same thing I do. I'm probably even more strict than they are. And you want results, you're going to have to make sacrifices. But if you can't make those sacrifices, then you have to be willing to deal with the side effects that come along with it. That's the best advice I can give you. Jab says, you look good for your age, Michael. Thank you, John. Again, it's everything I do. I mean, is it some of it probably genetics? Yes. But then my sister, older sister, she looks a lot older than me. My younger brother, who was born in 76, I'm 6 years older than him. I look just as young or younger than him. It's just like that he also follows this. I'm more strict than he is. He'll pop some Coke Zeros on a day-to-day basis here and there. I have to, it's like once or twice a year. I had Sprite last night, I admit that. I don't drink anything like that normally. But with all my walking and everything that I do, I'd like to think that's not really having an effect on me. Now, people that make it more of a habit daily, yeah, that might affect them more. Moderation is important, but what I've seen with my mother and father and my brother transforming them and turning their lives around. They'll never be completely what they used to be, but he's doing everything naturally where they were probably at the point of no return. And the improvement I've seen with them, that even motivates me. I don't want to go through what they're going through. My mother, it'd be great if she could come here, and she can't. She can't fly this far. She has bladder problems. She has too many things to even talk about. Jay Boy says, was being serious, sir, still can't believe you're 56. Hey, you're giving me one more year, I'm 55. So yeah, I definitely don't look like I'm 56 then. No, I'm only 55. Turned 55 in April, Jay Boy. But I'll let that slide. I know you're just kidding. Ray's 56. He's got 1 year on me. John says, I gained weight here, don't like it. That's good you don't like it. That's a start. You gotta kind of get pissed. You know what I mean? I want to, like I said, this is just me. I don't want to look in the mirror and see something that other than natural aging, there's nothing you can do about that. But I want to be able to look in the mirror, or at least be proud of the person I am and be like, I can't go back in time and I can't have conversations with myself and prevent myself from doing stupid stuff, consuming this food, drinking that alcohol. Like I said, it's been over 20 years since I've had alcohol. Does it have an effect on my skin and my health? Hell yeah, it does. It definitely does. It's been over 20 plus years. I can't even remember. It's been so long. I get fired up about stuff just because I'm passionate about it. I just want everybody else to be healthy and be good too. But again, I've learned with anything in life, you can't push things on other people. If someone asks, I'm willing to try and help. And even then, I don't want to get too carried away. And I'm very passionate about things. And I care about a lot of people. But sometimes I have to pull myself back and realize that not everybody's as passionate as me. And I can't save the world as much as I'd love to. Because I really believe in what I'm doing. And that's a big part of it also. Sula says, Michael would pass for 42 max, and that's pushing it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sula. I didn't get here, like I said, genetics a little bit, but not all genetics. There's just no way. I don't believe I could have the worst habits in the world and look like this. Because I see people my age, and they look like they're in their 80s. At least that's what I see, you know. Che even says it too. That guy's the same age as you. And you want something, get something. Che's gonna get a snack. Look, she's over there looking at the cakes. We'll see what she's getting hungry. You know, Filipinas, and I gotta let her eat, or it's gonna be grump. What are you gonna get? You know what you want? Get something. You need something because you're gonna get grump. Huh? Is there anything in there? What? Nothing? Nothing? Not even a... Oh, jeez. Not even a brownie? You want to get a coffee? Why don't you just get one? Why don't you get something that's non-coffee? Ay. She doesn't want anything. She's like looking at the snacks, and I'm like, you gonna get something? No. Huh? You know what she said to me? She goes, "Oh, I can't get anything because it's expensive." Oh, for God's sake. Pick. Do they have the brownie bar in there with the oatmeal bar? Get one and I'll eat a little piece of it too. Come on, get it. Huh? No, it looks like a brownie with oatmeal bar. Do I need to walk over here? She's so shy, it's unbelievable. She's like a kid that's afraid to get candy in the candy store. Which, no, they only have that brownie. They don't have the little stuff. It's all the big stuff. It's all the big stuff. They don't have any little stuff. Little chickadee. All right. Why don't you just get one of the drinks over there that's like a non-coffee drink? Just pick something. I'm trying to encourage her to get something, but oh boy. All right. Did you see anything? All right. Hold on here. I'm trying to get Che to. All right. Let me see here. J-Boy says that's awesome. Whoops. Why is it saying very bad connection? I hope you guys still see me. I guess you guys can still see me. I hope. All right. I think we're better now. I hope I didn't lose you guys. There's some kind of weird glitch. All right, Che, go get something. Oh, you're driving me crazy. She's so shy when it comes to getting things, guys. It's like unbelievable. What are you gonna get? There's plenty of drinks here that are why don't you toffee nut s'mores? That might be good. You can have sugar. I'll just get less or whatever you want. Or do you just want to get a coffee? Then let's get a coffee. You need to figure out, guys, I'm telling you, sometimes with a Filipina she's a good one. She never asked me for 1 cent. And then when I want to buy her something, she doesn't even want anything. What? Did you figure something out?
I don't want it. Maybe I can get some snacks at Belkers. You have there.
What snack are you going to get at Belkers? It's a grocery store. I'm trying, guys, but she is like, you literally, like, I can't give her anything, buy her anything. She doesn't want anything. All right, I'm going to go back to these. J-Boy says, that's awesome. Jack Kavit. I lost it. Changing so fast. Bella said, bro, I'm 56. We're young white boys for Philippines. Very true, Bellas. Sula says, the food is the biggest thing. Yep. Sula says, we don't need it now. All right, we're going to have that. Some live stream, we're going to talk about skincare. I never thought I'd be having that. But you know what? If it's going to help people and enough people are interested, I'm willing to do it. Jap says, J-Boy, it's changed a lot in 6 years. J-Boy says he's laughing at Bella. Sure, tattoo keeps you young. How you like the humidity treating you? Humidity doesn't bother. If you're asking me, Bella, doesn't bother me at all. I live in Florida, and actually I only lived there for 2 years, so I'm not like a true Florida boy. But a guy I met here that lived in Florida all his life, he's older than me. I said, how do you compare Florida to here? He said he thought Florida was more humid than it is here. Sun is stronger here, obviously. You're closer to the equator. He thought it was more humid in Florida, and he's a lifer in Florida, so that was interesting. J-Boy says, I don't wear sunscreen as well because of the chemicals. I can recommend and tell you which ones to use that don't have chemicals in it. I can show you when I go back to the apartment and I do a live stream. That'll be along with that too. I can help you with that, J-Boy. Sula says, Corleen destroys my skin. Of course it does, Sula. It's chemical, and that stuff absorbs into your skin. I found a barrier cream, to go in the ocean. Ocean's great. Natural salt. You ever notice when you get a cut on your arm or your skin and you go to an ocean, then you get out after an hour or so and it looks like it's healing? It's because it is. Sea salt is a natural healer. And it's not just good for your skin, it's good for your teeth, sea salt, and everything else. That's my toothpaste. I'll show you my toothpaste that I use. Yes, it's more expensive, but of course, think about it. Anything that's good for you, they charge more money for because they don't want you to buy it. They want you to think, it's too expensive. Now, I understand some people will they just can't, and they just got to do. But hey, buy a container of sea salt and use that to brush your teeth. Just use sea salt. It's better. It heals your teeth. You think I'm crazy, but research it and do it. I've done it myself. I'm living proof. That's the only best thing I can do. And this is turning into an interesting live stream. But yeah, chlorine, forget it. Forget it. That's why you see people, the natural people want to create these natural sea salt swimming pools. My parents' neighbor back home, they have a pool just like that. I'm sure the people that invented chlorine pools aren't thrilled with that, but people are getting smarter. Yeah, they're called partial saltwater pools or something to that effect. Maybe you guys know. I don't know enough about it, but I'd certainly swim in that before a chlorine pool. John says, I didn't like the food when I first come, too much sugar for me, but cook yourself is the best way, of course. Yeah, there's food here. Like, look at the bread, the Panda Sol, whatever bread. There's sugar in that. I don't eat it. We get sourdough bread here. That's the only bread I'll eat. Some places you go to, you can't avoid all the bread. If you get a sandwich, I guess, but again, if you're doing it in moderation, okay. But you don't want to, have insulin spikes and all sorts of stuff. Why do you think, diabetes, that's a whole other thing. It's because of what people eat. That's what created this whole thing. They start pumping sugar, processed sugar and everything. Sula says, hold on. Sorry guys. Sula said, I rub the seaweed into my skin in summer and it cures my skin. It's natural. I don't know much about seaweed other than Che and I found some seaweed when we were at an ocean one time. She showed me what you can eat. They cook it or something. I wouldn't doubt it. J-Boy says, that's awesome. And John says, Sula, I have bad skin acne, but the sun cures it for me, but not too much. Yes, sun does cure acne. Yes, it does. You need to get a certain amount of direct sunlight daily. I have an app in my phone that tells me the strength of the sun. I've had it since I was in the United States. It shows you the strength of the sun at that time of the day and how much direct of that sunlight is required to get the daily amount of vitamin D and everything. It's called D-Minder. It's like the letter D dash mind, like reminder, but D-Minder for vitamin D. Best app I've ever had. Yeah. Salt is also good on your face from the ocean to clear up your skin. But a lot of it starts with what you're eating. There's something that's causing inflammation, which is causing the acne in your face. Or wherever you get it. It's not just your face. People can get it everywhere, your back, everywhere. Like I said, even I get an occasional one. I could have slipped up and ate something stupid. But my body had a weird reaction because I've eliminated so much of that crap. Yeah, you guys are getting me fired up now. Sula, your name, is that Irish? Who says, I eat something, we harvest off the strand as purple seaweed dried under the sun. And it's so good for the body. And periwinkles, have you heard of them? And snail shell boiled, use needle to get them out. I don't know much about it. I've heard of periwinkle, but listen, there's natural things out there that people have. I'm not saying it's our fault because we've just been kind of like, look this way, then don't look that way kind of thing for a long time. People are waking up and yeah, I get fired up about that stuff. The sun is good for your acne in small doses, very good for you. Yes, Sula, yep. Yes, Sula clears up my acne. Vitamin D from the sun is essential for health. Yep. J-Boy, it's from Irish, yes. Sul means eyes, and Sula is like to look back, learn from life. I like that. It's actually neat. Jap says, where in island are you, Sula? Sula says, that's yet. You can eat certain seaweed. Jap, island, I mean. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. Sula says, that's so cool. I'm Irish. J-Boy says, haha, hungry Filipina, yikes. You may need to go to another place for saving food for Che. Yeah. And she was looking at, like, the stuff in there, they didn't have the smaller stuff. It was all cakes. You guys saw that. I wouldn't want any of that. That's loaded with sugar. I'm like Che, everything is expensive. But that's good to have. And Stone Cold, God bless you, Steve. But I like Stone Cold. It reminds me of there was a wrestler, Stone Cold something. I thought one of the fake wrestler guys. But look, you need to say thank you. He said it was my shout for her brownie. It was for your brownie, but
Oh my
they didn't have a brownie.
God! Thank you so much.
We're gonna get her something healthier. Maybe we'll take her to Food Net and get her a piece of chicken and some rice. I don't know. We need to feed her. But I want to at least let her get a drink because I'm worried about her getting grumpy. You sure you're going to be okay? You want it? But why don't you just get a small coffee? She doesn't want it. I'm trying. But Stone Cold.
But thank you for that. Who's that?
Stone Cold is new, but I'm familiar with him in other live streams. You've probably been in I just don't remember as much. But I gave him a blue jacket because he deserves a blue jacket, especially for that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Again, I continue to get humbled and humbled and humbled, and obviously these are blessings when you guys do this for me, because right? Don't you think they're blessings?
Yeah.
Because I just keep that mindset in my mind. God does unto you as you do unto others, and God bless you for that. It'll either it won't go towards a brownie, I don't think, because there aren't any brownies here, and she doesn't want anything else. So it'll go towards food for her snack. But God bless you, Steve. I appreciate it. I'm thankful that you're here, and I'm not used to people donating anything for me. I had one last night too that I came to tears, and I get emotional when you and anybody else does stuff. Just when you guys are even here in my live streams, it's very emotional for me. Why do you think I'm still doing this? Because I like being with you guys. It's just fun, and it makes me happy. Shula says, Steve, that's so nice of you. Yeah, it is. It's beyond nice. I bet she feels bad for getting something. She doesn't feel bad, but she is. I'm learning Filipino peso wise and getting the USD out of my brain. Shula said it dropped for a second. Michael, it's fine now. Okay. Yeah, because it was weird. I actually switched to my 5G. I turned the Wi-Fi off. It said, just highlighted in red, said something about a signal. I never saw that before. And even John said, don't leave your Filipino hungry. Tampa will follow.
I am okay.
I don't want you to get Tampo. All right, she says she's not. We'll see. I'm getting nervous. That's why I keep trying to get her to get something. Something simple. Right?
Yeah.
She won't even get a coffee. Even the caffeine would do something. But she's smiling, so she's not yawning. Jeff, yeah, don't leave her. Yeah, I don't need Pampo. Yeah, she needs savory. Haha, yikes. That says maybe because it's cheaper in the grocery store than there, I get shade. A part of it's that, but when I looked in there's a lot of big cakes. Therese said she's down for a skincare routine. All right, I'm gonna share it with all you guys. When I go back to the apartment, then I can actually show you, and there's a lot of stuff you can get on Amazon. Rick in Asia says, hi from Australia. Hi, Rick in Asia. You know what? You're around here all the time, too. I'm in a freaking blue jacket kind of mood. So there you go. You're going to be blue, too. How things going in Australia? J-Boy says, everyone seems to be down for the skincare routine, and you can add sunscreen. Yeah, well, that kind of makes sense. We can do the sunscreen thing. Jap says, I live in a little village. Oh, Jap. Sula's saying that Jap. I live in a little village in the west of Ireland, not far from the coastline. Someday, Ireland. Probably going to be someday, but Rick in Asia says 25 thumbs up. Oh, cool. We got 25 likes. Holy crap. I haven't even been paying attention to that, but I appreciate that, Rick. This has been a long one. I was going to end it earlier because I needed coffee, but everybody's like, take us with you. I said, all right. Sea salt will whip the gums off of us. You just have to be careful. I use an electric though, and that way it's only 30 seconds per quadrant. Because if you do a manual brush, unless you're counting exactly to 30, 30, 30, 30, which I don't think I never did, but prior to that, that's what happens. You overbrush on a certain part of your teeth, and then your gum starts to recede. And if your gum line recedes and it doesn't grow back, that's what exposes the higher part, the root of your tooth, and then you can get cavities, like food gets up in there. I guess I'll be talking about tooth care too. I'll share what I know. Sula says joking, Jap says John. And only when I say Jap, I know you're John, but I've been to Valley, Kelly, Sula near the Giants Causeway. Sula says, at Rick, hello, welcome. Cherie says, what would Che think of doing a day in the life? She would do it. Right, Che? We could make a video, a day in the life of, a day in the life of just Che, or the day in the life of Michael and Che. She wouldn't care. We're gonna do something like that anyway. It takes a lot of time to edit that. Or we just do a live stream and have batteries and just go. That would be funny, do a day in the life. Do a live stream all day. People do it. It would be like a marathon live stream, but you'd be with us everywhere we go. Through the ups and the downs and the grumps and the non-grumps. I just have to have, I have two battery. I have a power bank backup and then I have a portable one. So I'd be good on the battery. It's just a matter of the signal. We just have to go places where the signal wouldn't go bad. That's a good idea. Actually, Charisse, you wanted me to go to the coffee shop. I followed your advice. That turned out good. Now you're saying about the day in the life, but a day in the life of a live stream. Now that would be interesting. But are you guys really willing to hang? I mean, you could come in and out, I guess, as you want. I definitely would need some moderators for that. That says, Sharif, that what I would watch. Yeah, it kind of sounds interesting. J-Boy says, gotta run until next time. Take care. J-Boy, thank you very much. Appreciate always your time here. You guys are so gracious with your time. Unbelievable. That says, bye, J-Boy. Sula says, Jap, that's up north. I've been to Belfast a few times, but never went as far as there. But one of these fine days I will. Stone Cold Steve Austin, that's it. I was thinking of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Thank you very much. Is that where you got your name from? But that's the first thing I thought of. And again, thank you for the super chat. That was very generous of you. Again, your time here is very generous. Jap says, I've been to court as well, Sula. That's in the South for the motocross, maybe 20 years ago now. Man, time flies, don't it, Jap? Really does. I remember my grandfather telling me as a child, he said, enjoy being young because the older you get, the faster it goes. It didn't make sense at the time, but once I got older and he passed on, I never forget what he said, and he's right. It just goes, I feel like I was 18 just yesterday. We got Ig Zabber with a 80 dash, probably some sort of, I don't know what that is, but thank you. Welcome, IG Zabber. So it says at Jap, the old tale goes that the Giants built it to get across to Scotland. There's a gene in the north that makes people giant, and there's some people in the USA that have traced it back there. You know what? I wouldn't doubt the whole giant theory because they've been finding a lot of old swords, like stuff that people used back in times, and they're huge. I think people, man, they were a lot bigger than what we are now. I think there were. That's my little theory. But like, who would make all this stuff that was so big? Like, you could say for a statue, but I don't know. I don't know enough about that, but I've seen little tidbits where people have these theories that people were much larger and bigger. We got Ig Zabber with a smiley face. Welcome, Ig Zabber. Where are you from? I'm in the Philippines. I'm Michael. That's Che over there playing pool. She's playing pool on her phone. J-Boy, have a good day. Jab says, yes, beautiful Sula, the Giants Causeway. Rick in Asia says, thanks, Sula. Sula, talking to Jap, the island is small enough. We're not too far from any place. Cork is a nice spot. Did you like it here? Sula says she subscribed to Rick's channel. Jap says, yes, I found Ireland much the same as UK, but much quieter, beautiful place. Sula says, Michael is inspiring me. It's inspired me to be healthy. That's the best compliment I can get, you know, but it's up to you. Like I always tell people, I can open the door for anybody, but it's up to you whether or not you want to walk in. I think I even talked to you, Sula, way back when we were talking about walking shoes, sneakers that I used, and I bragged that these are the brand that I prefer and I rock. Most comfortable, best holds up. I think we were talking about Brooks shoes before. Sula says that Jab thanks. Some parts of the UK are amazing too. Sula says, crikey, I need an electric toothbrush. I recommend it. I have the I'll show you my toothbrush too on the live stream. It's going to be an all-out health kit show. I'll even show you the shaving gel that I use. That's even interesting. What's in that and the things that aren't in it that keep your skin better too. Shaving gel. So for all the guys in here, well, you can, women, if you shave your you can use it on your underarm. You can, wherever you, yeah. Yeah, I'll show you the shaving gel. Jab says, yes, Sula from Northumberland, UK. We have beautiful beaches, but the weather's cold. Sharice says, live stream both of you. Okay, Sharice. That's gonna be a plan because I kind of like that idea, and as long as I have 2 battery backups, we'll go as long as we can. That'll be interesting. Might have to do some of it in the coffee shop so I can charge up a mobile device or something to cover myself. Interesting. Sharice, you brought a lot today. Coffee shop, life in the Michael Che live stream. Although she's over there. I probably lose my voice after that live stream. And then you guys are going to be mad because then I'll be missing for a week. What happened to Michael? He's not talking. Sula says, I bet you get used to warm weather. It's hard to change back to cold. I know how I felt when I went to the U.S. in March. My skin got all chapped because the moisture keeps your skin better here, I think. The humidity keeps your skin healthy, more nourished. You're retaining more moisture. And then I went to the U.S. and it was chapped. It looked like I had dandruff all over my body, my skin. Sula, Teresa has great suggestions. Jap says, it was hard for me at first, Sula, but much more used to it now. Jap says, hate the cold now, but sometimes too hot here. You know what? I never think that, Jap. Sometimes I wish I could have a nice, brisk little cold air, kind of like spring, early fall, like chilly night, have the windows open and just snuggle under my covers. But other than that, sometimes you get like a little cooler here. As long as I'm by the ocean, I have that breeze. It's not bad. And if it is too hot, or if it's just hot, I feel I just challenge myself. I just kind of push through it. I just feel like, the heat's not going to defeat me. The only thing that's going to defeat me is myself. That's my mindset anyway. Teresa says, Asula, I love day and the light, but alive would be awesome. Yeah, we're going to work on that. Hey, JG. I'm trying to remember your name, but I remember you. JG says, hi, Michael. How are you? We've been just running and keep this thing rolling here. I'm surprised I've been gone this long. At some point, Che and I are going to have to go to the store. We're going to go to Belkis, right? You sure you don't want a snack yet? All right, she's saying no. She's caught up playing pool. What a great person. But thanks for being here, JG. I recognize you. I was just trying to fit your name with your initials. Aircon must be great. Only when we sleep. I mean, we have it on sometimes because our apartment doesn't have much of a breeze coming through the windows. So to get any kind of airflow, you almost have to turn on the aircon. But it has a fan built into it, so you're not using as much electricity. But it's not that bad. Our apartment's very small. And I know everybody wants me to do an apartment / where we live video. I'll do that. I'd rather do that as a video than a live stream, but you might end up seeing it anyway if we're over there. Jap says, it's a must for me here, Sula, never turn it off. Edwin's here, but then he retracted his message. Sula says, Michael, yes, I asked your advice. So I went to a local shop, chose a pair, and I was able to pay $25 a week until I paid and collected them last week. They are great books. Thank you very much. Wow. I like to see the books you got. Sula, are you on Facebook? I don't know if we friends on Facebook, but if you have Facebook, you need to friend me on Facebook. Any of you guys can friend me on Facebook. Like I said, my link's right in the bio. Before I was given my name because I didn't have my Facebook link, but if anybody wants to reach out and chat and do Facebook Messenger, it's free. Sula, you can send me a picture of your shoes. I'd be interested in seeing them. I have an eye on a pair I want to get, but the only way I can get them is if I would ship them from the United States. I don't know how that's going to work. I almost need somebody coming from the United States to buy the shoes for me, then bring them here and then I'd pay them. Yeah. Yeah, I have a fan also, John Japp. Sharice is laughing. Brian said he's back. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, we're still going. Che, I'm trying to get her a snack. She don't want anything. Fred's here. Hey, Fred. I don't know. You said hello. Where are you from, Fred? But welcome. My name's Michael from the United States in a coffee shop in the Philippines. And that's Che, my girlfriend. She's hanging out, playing pool on her phone, I think. Yeah. She's being good sport. She's allowing me to do this extended live stream. This is I think this is one of the longest ones I've ever done. I don't even know how long I've been, or what the heck it says. I just got a big, why is that X up there? I don't know why that X is on the top of my screen. Sula says, Edwin, hello. I visit St. Louis at least once every year. Really like it there too for the Blues and the Cardinals games, although Blues are having a tough time at the moment. Yeah, I love sports. Kind of disappointed with pro sports. I follow college more. Sula says at Jap, I have the heater on all the time now for extra jumpers and sweaters. Jap said, no means yes, Mike. Yeah, I know. I'm trying. I don't even know if they have like a... I need some water. My throat is getting dry. Thank you, I needed that. That says, yeah, maybe Che is hungry. I just asked her and she said no. She keeps saying, but like you said, no means yes, yes means no. That can go a lot of ways. I won't get into that. When a woman says no, she means yes. I knew, Sula, you would know. You should. Sula says, no, I don't use Facebook because I can't get back in passwords. Girl, why don't you just make another account, Sula? Let's do that. Just make a new one. Do you have Instagram? I use Instagram too. Anybody wants to communicate, my link for that is there too. But if I had any password issues or something like that, Sula, I'd just start a whole new account. Job says, my mom and dad, cold in UK, now Sula, have light cover in the snow. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Thanksgiving dinner though, I admit. I like turkey. I like stuffing, mashed potatoes, corn, green bean casserole, pumpkin pie of some sort. I do miss that, the food, and being with my mother and father, but I'll call them on Thanksgiving when, obviously 12, 13 hour time difference, but I'll be sitting there at dinner with them, salivating over watching them eat. Sula says, could they post the shoes to you or they get lost? Basically, the shoes I want, the store I would order from in the U.S. is a athletic store. It's called Hollaberg Sports, which was like Pennsylvania, and then it was like in Maryland. But if you order something, you got it overnight. I have discounts because when you buy sneakers from them, you always get $8 to $10 off the next pair you order. Well, there's a new pair. It's a limited edition Brooks that I wanted to get because they'll sell out. And I'm half tempted just to buy them. They'd go to my parents' house. I just don't know how they could get them to me, but they'd have to spend a fortune to get them shipped. Now, could I just order them and then they have them, and then whenever I go back, I have a pair of shoes waiting, I guess. But I'm still gonna need another pair. I know you can go to Cebu here. There's a Brooks, from what people told me, there's a Brooks dealership in Cebu. But I don't know if I can go to the Brooks dealership in Cebu online and get them delivered here, maybe. But I like getting the limited edition ones. The limited edition Brooks are really cool, and then they're different. I like having shoes that not everybody has the same color. If there's one thing that I spoil and treat myself with, it's my running, walking shoes, and I do like being unique and different in that way. Rick in Asia says, yes, Australia is good. Done 2 uploads the last week on a tourist area in Queensland. Can't wait to get back to Mindanao. Yeah, I'm ready to go to Sikihor tomorrow. Yeah, like I agree with you, John, on that. Face puke is FB Sula, so don't use it either. That's the whole reason when I had it years ago and I got rid of it. Once you learn the real truth as to why they had why Facebook was made to begin with. But then I guess I could have went with WhatsApp, and I don't know a lot of people that use WhatsApp here. But yeah, you're exactly right. I know all about that stuff too. That's a whole other, well, I don't know, a video or a live stream about that. That's could be too political for people and maybe too. But I know a lot about certain things too that would shock a lot of you guys, but for another time, off camera. Sula says, Jap, we had some snow too. It's the wind is cutting through that's hard, but I hope your parents keep warm and cozy. Yeah, I don't miss that stuff. Brian says, how do you find the humidity in the wet season, Michael? July to September. That's a good question. Like today, I don't think the humidity feels very high. Obviously, when it rains, you notice a big increase in humidity, obviously. But again, like I said, my friend in Florida that's here, that lived in Florida all his life, he thinks Florida is more humid than here, which I find interesting. He's a lifer, a lifelong Sunshine State, Florida guy, and he thinks the humidity is worse in Florida than it is here. The sun is stronger because it's closer. I think everybody, in my opinion, if you're not exposing yourself, if the majority of the day, if you're in the Philippines and the majority of the day as a foreigner, if you're in air conditioned more than you are out in the elements, it's going to be harder for you to get used to it. I think it's more, the more you expose yourself to it, the more you adapt, the less you sweat. I don't sweat as much when I step out in the humidity. Like Florida, like I could come out of my house in Florida and I was drenched within a minute. Now, was it a case because I wasn't used to it, or was the humidity just that much worse? I don't get that here, really. But how do you find the humidity in the wet season, Michael? July, September? I don't think it's that bad. And today's beautiful, and like we're on obviously the tail end of rain season. Now, I think I sweat more from the sun than I do from humidity, the hot. But that's just me. Jap says, yeah, wrap up warm, Sula. Sula says, yes, I often wondered about that. Stone Cold says, how much water do you drink a day? Yes, got the Stone Cold from the wrestler. Cool. That's what I thought. Water. A lot. And I should be drinking more coconut water than I do. Actually, there's a place that we can go. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. There's a place that we can get coconut water close to here that I want to grab some. Nothing better than getting a raw coconut, chopping that baby out and putting a straw in it and drinking it right away. I don't know if I drink necessarily any more than I've ever drank before, but I try to, if I'm not peeing much, to me that means I'm not drinking enough, or I just need more. Or if I feel hungry when I know I just ate and I shouldn't feel hungry. A lot of times people think they feel hungry and they're not. They're dehydrated, but it kind of gives the same reaction. So people tend to, when they're actually dehydrated, they're thinking they're hungry, and it's not because they're hungry, they're dehydrated. But I mean, and when you drink coffee with caffeine in it, that dehydrates you, so you got to replenish that water. So when I get coffee, I also get a cup of water, which I already drank it all. So I should actually have more. I'd say at least 10 plus 15 cups. Like if I were going to go this size, probably almost 12 to 15 cups of water a day. But like I said, I'm a person that likes to, if you're not going to the bathroom a lot, then you're obviously probably not drinking enough either. But that's me. I don't know what, like, I guess everybody's different. So it says, Instagram, yes, could connect on there. Yeah, then definitely do that. My link to my Instagram, Sula, is right in my channel bio. Very easy. Just friend me on that and I'll friend you back, and you can send me a picture of your shoes and I can, whatever else. My door is always open. Sula says, at Jap, I go to the gym 3 days a week. Great to hear, Sula. I come out of there nice and warm. The body gets insulated naturally. I was never a gym person until last May. That's great to hear. Better now than never. I'm thinking about 20 years time quality of life. Thanks. You don't know. Just live each day as it's your last. That's kind of what I tell people. Dad says, just add you in Facebook. All right, Dad, good. When I get on there, I'll friend you. Yeah, always friend me. Don't, like, I know, like, sometimes it says you follow, but if you hit the 3 dots on Facebook and it says add as a friend, just do that, because I think anybody can follow me. But, yeah, just friend me. Brian says, where did you go, Rick? Sula says, that Steve Stone Cold made us all want to get canned drinks and drink 2 at a time. Rick and Asia says, hi, insert, went to Noosa. It's a bit out of my budget there. I stopped for a coffee only, haha. Nothing wrong with a good coffee, that's for darn sure. Brian says, yes, Sunshine Coast is very expensive. Jap says, yes, Sula, I find it hard to exercise here. It's so hot, sweating all the time. But remember, when you sweat, you're getting rid of bad toxins as well out of your body. That's the only way you can get rid of it. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. There are positives to sweating, and it's your body's natural way of cooling down too. So you want to be hydrated enough to sweat as well. Brian says, nice area though. Sula says, I found the humidity in Florida was worse than Indonesia. See, that's interesting. That's, like I said, this Florida guy was all, I wanted his opinion on that. He was a lifer. I only lived there for 2 years. I didn't think I was there long enough to make a comparison. He's been here in the Philippines since April of 2024, so he's been here longer than me. And he thought Florida was more humid than here. Rick in Asia says, yep, nice area. It's only a half hour from my farm insert. So this is at Jap. I always wondered why gyms were so popular in the USA until I experienced the weather there. It's impossible to work outdoors unless it's 5 a.m. Just always remember, Sula, when you go to a gym, and I'm not saying you don't, you probably already do, clean off your stuff, constantly use alcohol, like cleaning like your hands, and always be cautious of rubbing your nose, your mouth in gyms. I don't go to gyms as much as I used to. Obviously here, I have the little one, but it's a part of where we live, and there's not a lot of people that use it, but there's a lot of germs. You can get sick easier in gyms, and bacteria and stuff like that, they harbor in warmer climate. So I'm sure you're already cautious. Just be careful. And if there's certain exercises you do, maybe you can replicate them at home. I usually felt like when I get motivated to work out, I used to hate jumping into a car and then going to the gym. By the time I got to the gym, I was no longer motivated. So I started incorporating, I do a ton of walking, as you know, push-ups, anything with natural body resistance, and then dumbbells and free weights. That's all you need for me. Squatting with the dumbbells. You're doing push-ups, there's your bench press. Swimming in a pool, obviously, you know, if you live in a place, or if you go to a pool in the winter, you know, you can get exercise that way too. But I'm sure you're already cautious of stuff like that. But just wanted to give you the friendly reminder. It's impossible to work outdoors unless it's 5 a.m. Ray's here. Hey Ray, what's going on, my man? How's things going in Tagaytay? Sunshine, you got good weather up there. Sorry I'm late getting down here. I'm trying to get caught up. Sula says, God bless you, Michael. Well, God bless you too. And this is pretty good. I don't know how long we're going. I can't see it, but yeah, I'm definitely breaking a record. Sula says, yay, it's Ray. Job says, hi, Ray. Brian says, my first trip to, maybe you mean Philippines, was in September of 2010, and Manila was horrendously hot and humid. And in those days, a large percentage cooked with charcoal, so there was dirty black cloud hanging around it. And see, like, I don't know how close Manila is to an ocean either, Brian. Like, see, here I'm close to the ocean, so I always get that breeze. And that's another reason why I like being closer to an ocean wherever I'm living in the Philippines, because you have that breeze that kind of helps. Like, reminds me of Florida. I live 8 minutes from the beach, so I always had a breeze. The further inland you went, the more landlocked it was, and it was just hotter, naturally hotter. Ray says, hey, Sula, JP Brian. Brian says, meal times and long enough you ended up coughing up black gunk. That sounds kind of gross. Or yeah, blowing your nose. Yeah, that stuff that comes out of your nose too. Yeah, the smoke can make it heavy. Plus there's a lot of dusty areas here. Like if you go through certain streets here in Dumaguete when there's a lot of rain and then floodwaters come in, it's like they have like, not a mudslide is pretty bad, but they have like minor mud rolls out to the street, and the streets are all muddy wet. Then that all obviously dries up, and then motorbikes and everything's, it's just like a big dust bowl, and you're inhaling that crap. That was like the worst part when I lived in Banilad, walking from Banilad here into the city. There's that one section, floods really bad. Dust, dirt gets in your eyes, through your nose, like you blow your nose, it's just like full of dirt. And that's obviously not good to get into your lungs either. Brian says, hi, Ray and Lynn. Was Lynn here? I didn't even see her post anything, or maybe she's just sitting there with Ray. Brian says, yes, it was not pleasant. It's much better now. So this says, Ray, Lynn, how are you? Did you know if David Jessup made it over? Yeah, I was asking about him. Earlier I mentioned, anybody have anything on David? He's had a long journey. Well, I guess the nice thing about it is there's probably nothing wrong with hanging out in Hawaii. Although I guess Ray had mentioned he had to spend a nice amount of money to fly on a flight here, $4,000 or something like it was just crazy. Summerfine99 says, you are so nice looking, but that's as far as I'll go with y'all. Appreciate the compliment. Where are you from, Summerfine? I'm in the Philippines, Dumaguete, Philippines. I'm from the United States. Brian says, where's your farm, Rick? Ray says, sweating in a humid climate does not cool you down. Sweet evaporation from your skin causes cooling, but if there's too much moisture in there, sweat doesn't evaporate. Yeah, it doesn't. Like I said, I just deal with it. I'm good with it. Sula says, yes, I clean everything off after use, but I'm starting to think I should clean before I use them. Yeah, you should before, not just after. I should have said that. And get gloves. I do use lifting gloves because you'll rip up your hands and get calluses. It's just like, I don't want to have sores on my hands. I want to have surgeon's hands. I want to keep them nice. The gym is cold this time of year, so I think any bacteria will die. All right, that's good. So it says kaput. Good advice, thanks, Michael. Edwin says, hi, Michael from, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you had I thought I saw you had a message and you removed it. I know, Kansas City, Missouri, 37 degrees. Better you than me. That's all I can say. Better you than me. But I know Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm going to miss the food. I'm thinking about the food already. Brian says it's on a bay, Michael. All right, that's good. Sula says, that Ray, yes, we had 98% humidity some days in the summer, no evaporation at all. We're so used to it now, but it can be uncomfortable. Yeah, it can be. I think I'm just used to it. I just look at sweat as no pain, no gain kind of thing for me. I was assuming Lynn was with Ray. Well, yeah, I thought when you said that Lynn had her own account and she was on here, and I was like, did I miss it? I didn't see it. Susan says, me too, just assume Lynn and watching live together. Ray says, yes, Brian, sitting next to me. I told her you said hi. Well, we all say hi. Che says hi. Right, Che? She's playing a game on her phone, Ben, but you're ready to go? All right, I'm gonna finish this and then we're gonna go because I gotta feed the Filipina. Let me see. Yes, Brian said, next to me, Brian says waves in Lynn's direction. Hi, Lynn. Hello, Ray. Edwin says, Michael, maybe wear a dust mask for those dirty, dusty days on those flood-prone streets. Yeah, I don't go on them as often as I used to. When I lived in Bandy Lad, I'd walk the whole way from there here. So I was getting through that all the time, and it was uncomfortable. Like, you just feel the dirt go on your lungs, and then you're kind of coughing. Yeah, I didn't like that. Ray said she's playing on her phone. Sounds like somebody else I know. She's doing the same thing. All Filipinos like their games on their phones, huh, Ray? You know, when Che is hungry, she gets pale. That's definitely true. But I'm gonna finish this and then we're gonna go get something to eat. As it is 5 o'clock. Sula says, Michael, great to see you and Che. Thanks for the chat, the advice, the time spent with us. Remember, Sula, friend me on Instagram. You have Instagram. Reach out to me on that, as well as anybody else. Friend me on Facebook, friend me on Instagram. Brian says, I used to work cattle in the Northern Territory and we would get the occasional dust storm and you had to try and seal the house. Yeah, I've seen YouTube documentaries of all that dust and dirt. Stuff's crazy. And you think what it does to your lungs, inhaling that crap, can't be good. Tile Guy says hi, 65. Hi, Tile Guy. Tile Guy. My name is Michael, in the Philippines, from the United States. Che's my girlfriend over there playing video games on her phone. We're in a coffee shop. This live stream's been going on for a while, so you can come back again or subscribe to the channel and we've all become friends. But thank you, Tile Guy. Ray said, Lynn said she'll join live stream tonight. Edwin says, hurry and feed Miss Che before you get into trouble. Yeah, true that. Brian says it could block the sun at times. I believe it. That stuff's nasty. All right, that'll be nice at Ray. So guys, me and Che. Che, you want to say goodbye to everybody first? We'll see you soon. Again, thank you, Stone Cold Steve, for the super chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hanging out for my, this is my marathon, but Charisse has a good idea. Charisse, if you're still here, I like your idea. I think we're gonna try and do that. Sula says bye, take care. That'll be nice, Ray. They can't eat yet. Yeah, we gotta get food. She's been very good for me and allowed me to do this extended live stream. So, see you, Brian. See you, Ray. See ya. Oh yeah, you can't eat yet because we normally watch you live when we eat dinner. You're right, Ray. We're getting a snack. But see you guys. Thanks a lot. God bless you all. Next live stream, we're gonna talk about skin care, dental care, and whatever else you guys want to talk about. And we're gonna try to do it from the apartment. We'll see how the Wi-Fi is and I can show you my stuff. Later, everybody. Love you. Thanks for being here. See ya.